Hello everybody. I have made, first of all, sorry for streaming on Friday instead of Wednesday. I was on a flight on Wednesday that was particularly miserable. I've never seen the Manchester airport that packed ever. I've been through there quite a few times. There was something going on, so I didn't want to stream. But I got back at like 5:30 in the afternoon, and did not feel like streaming after that ordeal, and then. I've spoken to some people about coming on as guests to talk about a lot of this stuff that's been going on in UK politics, which has been, I think in the international news. Someone was mentioning in the chat there that Asmongold did a 7-hour long stream on the, like some point the word rape's gonna have to be said, you know? Sorry, YouTube, I don't really care. The rape gang inquiry report, which is, and maybe, I don't know, some criticisms that I know people have of the way in which it was handled. And I wanted to get some people who are on both sides of the argument, which we will be doing on Tuesday. But I also wanted to stream about stuff to make up for us not doing Wednesday, so I thought we'd do today. But I apparently miscommunicated this to everybody. So, as of right now, it is just me and Bill, but Spoon is finishing up
Lord have
working out.
mercy upon our souls.
I know, but Spoon is finishing working out, and then I think Blamblast will also join us in a little bit to talk about some of the UK stuff.
We tried to get Spoon in on time, but his response was, "Oh, I'm in the middle of working out." To which I replied quite simply, "It's a very strange name for a brown woman to have." And what were most of them not working?
Oh, King Supreme for 2 says, Spoon needs to spoon his way out to build an empire. He does. And TJ France, who's been a member for 8 months, says, Ave Crown Crew, a blessed stream upon you. Bill, will you be doing any funding for the charity with your record setting? I mean, we already kind of crowdfunded for the, for the sword itself. I still need to purchase
yeah.
My quietest
Speaking of running on black time. We're running on blackguard time with the fucking sword purchasing.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was gone for a week, so like, you know.
It should have made it easier.
Yeah, whatever. What? I was busy. I wasn't just like hanging out. I was busy, right? So, anywho, fuck, just lost my train of thought.
Something nice.
Well, what we are gonna work out though is, you know, what the charity is. I presume you know, obviously, you talked about it before, but how we can make sure that they can get donations. You know, yeah. That'll be the main thing. I
believe we're aiming for like sponsored for how many seconds beneath the the current record, or north of the current record. We'll probably do like 3 attempts and.
Yeah, which I realize for those not familiar with what we're talking about, that probably Bill was talking about a sword and then a charity. Bill, do you want to explain briefly?
Quite frankly, to put it quite simply, I had planned when the Executioner Sword was funded to do a quick stream where I would try and beat the world record for the speed of cutting 10 watermelons. And locally there is I believe the name of the charity is Voices for Margot. It's collecting money for a young girl who has a brain injury, and they're attempting to get funding for a experimental stem cell therapy, which is 140 grand a shot. So, in the interest of, you know, giving the old college try, I thought, you know, try and put the spectacle to some good use for a change.
Yeah, indeed. And again, the sword fund was reached by the members of the audience, so in a way, everybody already has contributed to something. Or everyone who contributed to it already has. So I'm also not on camera today because I don't really want to be on camera while I'm I must unfortunately discuss the findings of this report. First of all, which I must be clear about.
It's like it's in poor taste to parade your face around during the discussion of perhaps the most important document in modern British politics.
Look, I don't want to be black-pilled and to rain on people's parade, but there's going to be a little bit of, in terms of like, it's a good thing that this is out there and that people like Asmongold are talking about it, right?
However, boys,
However,
you couldn't have done another draft.
Okay, I have some criticisms with the way that it was handled, and I love Josh Firm, so it's not like trying to go hard on him. He's a really nice guy. I really like Josh, but
No mercy. Fuck it.
but
You fucked up. Take your lumps.
okay, you'll see what I mean. By the way, so I've read the entire thing. Okay, now I've skimmed some sections in part because it is
Harrowing.
it's harrowing to read. It's also that a big chunk of it. Well, I'll explain what it is. So the main chunk of this report, or at least probably maybe a third of it, is individual stories. So here at the beginning, it's some basic statistics about, and all of the information in this, by the way, is from previously conducted studies and previously conducted reports. But what does make this difference is that here it is all collated in one place in 200 pages, right? And they also, they worked with victims as well, and that's what they got these testimonies from, which is maybe not half, but 40% or so of the bulk of the report. And it is just these long interviews, and it's not just these. Also, if you go to the very end, there's additional ones as well, and other reports as well. These are about this is the policing. Here's some interviews here at the end, and it does really go on and on and on, and it's horrific. I mean, it's obviously horrific. What a lot of it is, though, here in the middle, or no, right before the end, but on this like second-hand side after the reports themselves, there's a lot of stuff about, well, what do you do about this? An actual these are different kinds of responses. What's the government possibly supposed to do about this? Yeah. So then that's basically how I describe the majority of the report here. Impact on survivors, all this stuff. Yeah, it is harrowing. And it's mostly what makes this different, again, is that it's all been collated and put into one place. And again, getting these statements from the victims, which is novel. However, again, a lot of these statistics and this information has been out there. And some of the handling, which, like I said, hasn't been fantastic in that. Okay, well, I'll show one of the biggest issues.
Do you want me to rip the Band-Aid off and put it in
because look, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Which this shouldn't be the case, but it is. Any avenue for attack to diminish, to belittle, to write this off as some ridiculous far-right conspiracy theory, and not the systematic, and that was covered up, but I do mean systematic, not in the way that leftoids use the word systematic, like systematic racism. No, the systematic rape and cover-up of those rapes that was that's happened in England since 1955, at least 1955.
And can best be described as genocidal.
Yes. Of 200, at least 250,000 women and girls. And some men as well. And boys. However, when you do have a report like that, and then you start it with an Albert Einstein quote, lads.
I really cannot put this. I'm going to be as nice as I possibly can. What the fuck were you smoking, you mongs?
It gives.
This should have just been nothing but like the strictest, most.
It reads like a school essay, or it comes off like a school essay when you start it like this, right?
There should not be editorializing on what is, in essence, the flagstone for the British Reconquista.
Yeah.
You cannot afford to editorialize on something like this. It is meant to be a fully factual document, cut and dry, black and white. Here is what happened.
I don't know, just certain things with
quotations from the people to whom it happened.
Yeah. And like I say, this is not like a really serious criticism, right? However, our enemies will use it as a vector of attack, and have. Of this is non-serious, look at how it starts. And now here's another thing too. I got another thing that people have pointed to and said, this is a bad look. Where is it here? By the way, my show notes today are incredibly massive because there's so much stuff here. So
4 hours after this show ends, I need to be up to peel a half ton of potatoes.
Bill has to peel a half ton of potatoes. Is this it? Is this the right one? Because there were two. Yeah, I'm like, okay. Guys, I appreciate what you've done, but it's mad vibes of it's mad Epstein Files vibes to be holding up the laptop with it on it, and you couldn't even print it out. Like, I guess that's what separates it from the Epstein Files shit.
I really cannot stress how much a smile should have nothing to
It
do.
should have nothing to do with it, and I guarantee.
I would not even. I would wear a fucking hood when fucking handling this document.
Look again. I like Josh. I guarantee that he didn't even think about it. Because why would you? He's proud of the work that they've done in putting this together.
The lack of thought that was going on.
Right.
You do not need to proselytize to me that no wrinkles of the brain were engaged, nor intervening myelin, nor nothing. This was the work of a reptile brain.
It just wasn't. It's just not a great look. It's just never. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. You know. TJ Fans for 5 says, Aiden, we all know what the government should do. What they will do, however, is likely nil. Yeah, indeed. Of course. Well, this was planned. I mean, this has all been planned. Our nations have been run by people who hate us. Yes, and one of the things that did come out of this, though, which the little errors, the little missteps, right? And they are small, really. But again, it's about having a vector open for the people who want to diminish this.
I really should not stress that we should not be repeating like something that should be glaringly obviously a mistake when they did it with the Epstein Files. We really should not be going that exact same road of retardation.
This just happened. That just happened a couple months ago, so it's like prescient in people's minds. However, yes, Lotus Eater member on the left, that's Josh Firm. He is responsible for putting a lot of this together. We've had Josh on the show. I'd actually like to ask him to come on to talk about some of this stuff maybe next week or the week after. But I don't think they're major missteps, but our enemies are evil and they'll use any vector attack. And one woman who came out and kind of salvaged it in this, again, not real criticisms, but stupid bullshit, is this stupid woman who I mean, not just stupid, excuse me, that's being far too nice. This vile, revolting, cretinous femoid, Jewish femoid, by the way, who previously worked for Reform, decided to stick her nose in it and post a video of her laughing hysterically at it, at how bad it was.
I mean, that a smile should not engage into any conversation involving this document.
Yes.
To smile near this object is career suicide, and rightly so.
Yes, as it should be. I want to go to page 14 because that's where the map is. So
I don't care how invasive the thought, how funny the memory. No.
But and this is the thing.
Glue it your fucking mouth shut if you have to.
This idiot woman, evil idiot woman, has now made the face of this inquiry, not the victims, but her smiling, sniveling, little giggling face. Grin.
Precisely what she wanted.
She got what she wanted. Here's that attention you ordered, bitch. You know, and she's been on trying to do damage control now, and of course she's the real victim. We'll get to all that when I get to it, but I did want to talk about the kind of major takeaways from this report before we did. And the other thing is, too, because she's associated with Reform, she worked for them. The evilness of this woman, if you guys don't know the whole situation, that she's also profiteering off of this. Truly revolting. But that's now, that
if
now
you have a Star of David
Reform.
next to your name, I assume that you're profiteering off of anything horrible that's going on.
Oh, not only that, but her profile picture, her previous profile picture was half the Union Jack and then half the flag of Israel, right?
And just like such and such American, the only thing that matters is the first bit. Such is the case here. If you can see the Israeli flag, it's the only bit that matters. Cool.
So this is the map. It's 40%. I'll talk about all the key takeaways here. I've got some notes. So again, I'm going to read through my bullet points. Largely nothing new. It's just newly collated. More than 250,000 women, and that's the minimum based on, that is from Lord Pearson's 2019 reporting. So again, when I say that this is old information just newly collated, that's what I mean. So that is an estimate, because part of the problem here is that it also involves little documents being shredded, burned, just disappearing. No one knows where these things go to. The police just don't file reports because you wouldn't want to be racist, right? And you've had that going on repeatedly, oftentimes, social workers themselves, as in some of the cases that are explicitly described by a lot of these girls, the social workers themselves are abusing them, right?
To the surprise of no one.
Yes. I mean, it should be, but that's the truth. It's a lot of people in power covered this up. And they've been covering it up since again at least 1955. It's surely gone on long before that. I mean, because also part of it is, and what this that disgusting woman was bringing up was like, well, it's not just Muslims who rape girls in the UK. It's like, no, obviously not. There's always been rapes. There's always been abuse and sexual assault and sexual violence. Duh. It's about
We don't
the
go
extreme
important.
increase in the numbers, right? Which are overwhelmingly perpetrated by predominantly Pakistani Muslims. But it's not just Pakistani Muslims, right? 84%, however, were South Asian. The vast majority of that 84% were Pakistani Muslim. Only 7% were white. Okay? 8% were black. That's between 2005 and 2017. 84%, 222 offenders, were South Asian, predominantly Pakistani Muslim. The Pakistani Muslim groups are a little bit different from some of the other racial rape gangs that this is so hard to talk about. In that the Pakistani Muslims tend to operate in very large groups of at least 10 men. Whereas, for example, the Somalian, Iranian, Syrian, Turkish, and other predominantly Muslim groups tend to be less than 10 men. It's, like I said, it's 40% of all districts, and London is the obvious epicenter there. Here's also some stats on the ethnicities of girls, of the husbands and girls who are put into forced marriages. 45% Pakistan, 13% Bangladesh, 7% Afghanistan, 3% India, 3% Somali, and 2% Nigeria. There's also, if you go through the victim statements and their description of these events, so even though it is very difficult to read, Chloe's was very long. Some of them are a lot longer than others. Some of them are quite short in terms of detail. There's I'll just leave some of the, as we go through, I'll leave some of the quotes up on the screen.
If you're someone prone to substance abusers, you might want to give this one a miss, or maybe we have something relate to you.
Yeah. Like I've been shaky since I got off the plane. I think just in general, I've been like, I've had some weird jet lag, but I'm actually like legitimately shaky right now just thinking about this stuff. It makes me violently angry, and it's so difficult to even talk about what happened here. But there is a pattern that is pretty consistent, and I do think that the way that the lads put this together, they were trying to make the pattern very evident, which is the first paragraph here will typically be about the home life, right? Because that's another thing that you're going to be asked when you shouldn't be, but it will be, oh, was this, these, and it's even the way that they treat it, the rapists do. It's that these are white trash people. These are white slags. They're pig dogs. They're low class. So they don't matter. Because the lefties will do that because they have this obsession with status in terms of, because if you're poor, then you're also, and white. If you're poor and white, well, then you're, in the United States, then, you're a redneck, a hillbilly, you're inbred. It's the same stuff, right? You're low status and white. Ha 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 ha. Essentially. They don't take seriously things that happen to low status white people. So the reality is, I do think they did this on purpose, at least I presume so, is that there is a pattern of behavior here where a lot of these girls come from broken homes with no families or with no fathers, or from abusive homes with abusive fathers. For example, one thing that I saw people talking about when they were discussing this, and I didn't watch all of Asmongold's stuff on it, so I don't know. But I did see other people on Twitter and stuff saying this, is that the young girls as young as 3, girls as young as 6. Well, having read through these, the youngest, as according to the report, is 11, who was a victim of specifically grooming gangs or rape gangs. There are reports in here of girls being abused younger than 11, but typically that was by families, right? In the family, stepfather, or their own father, or their own mother. Not always sexual abuse, but other types of abuse. And the sexual abuse, I think the one that was 3 or 6, the youngest one the youngest number I saw people quoting for it was actually a now trans man, so a biological woman, which that's how that happens, who was molested by as early as I think 3 or 6. But that was not by the gangs. However, then you end up screwed up. And again, a lot of these kids have a rough home life. So because things aren't.
On paper, what the point of noting their home life in the
Yes.
report should be, which is to show if someone is vulnerable.
Yes, that
and
these are
what
vulnerable
circumstances
girls.
make them vulnerable.
Not that they deserve it or something because they're lower class, but that's how the left treats it. But
That's
because
how
yes,
the left thinks, because they think that you didn't
yes,
use your you didn't rise to a position of prominence because of your inherent white privilege. There must be something wrong with you, and you must
right.
therefore deserve
Yeah,
your low
you got
status.
all your white
There is
privilege and
some
you're
merit by
still
which you have lowered yourself
yes.
below your racial hierarchy point.
Yeah. Excuse me. So what happens as a result?
Hierarchy is wrong.
Yeah. What happens as a result is because a lot of these girls don't have good home lives. The pattern of behavior that is consistent across these stories is that they are typically at school and somewhere, going to, from the school, at school, whatever. They will be essentially propositioned by older Muslim, Pakistani, predominantly men who offer to buy them gifts. And they'll have friends in their classroom where she's got a boyfriend and he buys her gifts and he takes her out in his car. So they're bribing them, right? In a like friendly way that would appeal to young children who are trying to seem more mature, right? Oh, I'm 13, I've got a boyfriend and he buys me expensive stuff and takes me on rides in his car, right? It's almost a status thing. And then once they get the girls into a private place, they will even in public too, they'll start to give them not just gifts but also alcohol and other drugs to get them addicted to these substances. Then they take them to some sort of private place, and that's when the sexual abuse, including violent, and I do mean gang assaults. There'll be where women have been abducted and lose track of them for however many days, weeks, months, and tortured. Oftentimes, the torture was filmed and then used as blackmail against the girls so that they wouldn't speak up. Now, as it turns out, even if they did go and speak up, it wouldn't matter because the police just don't listen to them. It is every single story pretty much in this has that theme in it. Not just, everything I said is a consistent theme, but the theme that also then the police won't do anything, right? She's, in this one here, that she was lying, right? And that's basically the way it was treated. And look, I have talked plenty of times, I've done a video about it on why you should be skeptical of, someone making a claim, a serious criminal claim, right? You should be skeptical of it. You shouldn't just take it inherently at face value because that's how you get Me Too shit. So I understand it. However, it's clearly not one or two instances. Like I said, it's systematic. The police would not listen. If these women are telling the truth, they literally just don't have access to the documents. The documents, they say, don't even exist. Such as things as medical observations, right? They just shred them. That's the claim, at least. And when you have so many women who have said this, they have this, again, I think they did do this on purpose, and that is to their credit, because it demonstrates that it's a specific pattern of behavior. It's not just one or two girls. It's, again, potentially over 250,000 since 1955.
A 250,000.
Yes, 250,000 women, girls, boys, and men who this has been done to and covered up. And when you see it's the same pattern, all these different women from all over the country who don't know each other whatsoever, and men. Again, there's a couple, and a trans man even who are in this report, right? All have the same experience. Is that because they're all lying, but they're all happen to be lying in the exact same way? This starts to make it far less plausible for you to poke holes in this shit. Right? If they were lying, you'd expect there to be a greater variety of backgrounds, a greater variety of behaviors that are described. It shouldn't all be uniform and nearly identical.
Let's face it, let's break it down. It whole boils down to they're targeting girls or young people in general, who don't have someone in the household who could, physically intervene.
Yeah.
It's consistent.
Yeah. Oh my God. I have to take a big sip. Bill got me a nice new tumbler for my birthday, which is homemade, and it is very cool, but it's helping to keep my temperature down because I'm pissed, right?
No, I've kind of locked in for this as a death march.
I know it is, but you have to talk about it. And by the way, it is 200 pages, but if you are in any way curious, and like I said, if you're just curious and reading the victim statements, that's not 200 pages. It's probably about, I think it ends, where does it end here? It goes on for a while, but it's not the full 200 pages. But these are just the full, like you see, these are full pages, and not every one of these pictures where it's a black screen is associated with a story. There's some stories that don't have the black screen, so it just counts. Shouldn't say story, should I?
Blumbless. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. How's it
Welcome
going?
to the show.
Good. Sorry I was elsewhere. I think we had a bit of a mix-up with the scheduling, but
I had a
good to be
complete
here
and utter
now.
woman moment because apparently Spoon didn't know either, so he's not here. He's gonna be here in probably like 10 minutes or so, 5 minutes. But eventually there will be more people here.
By hook or by crook.
Oh, yeah, that I must have just had a woman moment because we are going to be doing a stream next Tuesday, and because I wanted to wake up for not doing one on Wednesday, I was like, well, I'll do one on Friday, but then I guess I didn't communicate that properly. So, because next Tuesday you will be on as well, along with Harry Robinson, to discuss some of this stuff. I think in more detail.
Yes.
I'm wondering how much
Yeah.
that's going to turn into a debate. I don't think so. I think you and Harry largely agree.
Well, I did see Harry's Lotus Eaters segment on it, and he, like, bless him, Harry's a very nice guy, but he was a little bit soft on Restore. I've taken the opposite approach, because I've been absolutely brutal about them.
Yeah, well,
So we'll see.
I'll get to more of my
You're
criticism
one mind.
specifically of Restore as it applies to Makerfield. With this, I already talked about it a bit, about the mishandling of this release and document, and I have, of course, had this picture up as a bad look. It doesn't look good. The Albert Einstein quote doesn't look good, and ultimately that it is stuff everybody already knew about, and it's just put together in a new package. Well, apparently they didn't know about, I don't know, but it is information that was already out there. Do you have any other critiques of it that I guess, or of the handling of it?
Well, I did a stream about the report with Reactionary Reading Law.
Yes, I did
who,
see.
Of course, is a lawyer.
I didn't have time to listen to it though, unfortunately.
Oh, that's quite right. It's an hour and 15. It is. I would recommend people check that out. But it's tragic, really, because it's a harrowing report.
Yes.
The victims deserve to, have the best.
Yes.
And the problem with a report like this, if it has holes in it, it will be, ripped apart by other people, and it doesn't do justice to the victims. Now,
No.
I'm sure you mentioned the quotes, the fake Einstein quote, and
Yeah.
the out of
Yes,
context
but
Nietzsche
actually I
quote.
forgot to mention that it wasn't even a real Einstein quote, because I forgot about that. Because it's just...
I think there's something to be said for the importance of when to tell people no.
Right.
Like, no, we won't put that in there. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It makes us look like a bunch of arseholes.
Yeah.
Well, the point Henry Martin made was that the guys who edited this are just not qualified to do it. Now, he's friends with a number of them. So
Yeah.
it's not coming at this from a point of, hatred, but
Right.
really this should be done by a professional lawyer who's getting paid to do
Yes.
it, rather than mostly written by a lawyer for free and then edited by a bunch of policy guys and
Yeah. Political
and then they only took
actors.
12 hours to do the whole thing as well.
Oh, really?
It felt, the accusation can clearly be made that they rushed it out for the Makerfield election, which if that is the case, then that is
Oof.
like horrible, because victims don't deserve that.
Well, it's horrible
yeah.
for a whole number of reasons, if that is true. One, obviously, yeah, the victims don't deserve that. It doesn't do them justice.
One should not use people who've been wronged as a prop.
Two,
to try
yes.
and take over control of like what a ultra like labor fucking stronghold that.
Well, it's not
pivotal.
that strong labor. They also did vote to leave, so like quite strongly, So Makerfield did. I mean, it has been consistently labor, but I don't think that's necessarily as strong of a point.
Let's not get hung up on the small things.
No, I'll get into that though. But it is actually related, because two, regardless of whether or not that is true, but if it's true, it is horrific, and that gets found out. that of course was going to be a narrative either way. It already has been. Is that the only reason that they even did this report, that they put this out, was to win elections, right? And it was done completely cynically.
I don't think it was done completely cynically. I think they started with the
Yes.
best of intentions, but the politics, to my eyes, did seep in.
That'll be the
There
narrative,
are
though, you know.
there are pot shots against Labour that shouldn't be there.
hmm
They're talking about random nonsense from the Labour Party, which
They
of
do.
course that's horrible, and there is,
Yes.
it's bad that that's there,
It's
but
here
they're
at the
not
end.
relevant to the grooming gang issue.
No, they do
Um,
take pot shots at Labour, and they take pot shots at the Tories as well. To be fair, but the latter side of this
Should
is
not
a
be
lot of
political pot shots in them.
well, there's a lot in the end. Like that's which I
yeah, obviously
there.
Labour and the Tories deserve condemnation
Yes.
because they failed on this issue repeatedly when they had plenty of chances to
Willfully.
get it right. But yes, willfully indeed.
Mm.
But random pot shots just cheapens the whole report. I'd
Yes.
also say missing from the report is it was a very counter jihad report.
Oh,
It
yeah.
misses the actual reasons why things were allowed to go on for so long. It attributes it to ideology. People saying, well, they're too scared of Islamophobia
Yes, yes.
accusations or racism accusations. No, it's not that. That may be true of some people on a lower level, but you're
Whatever
also
it is.
missing, why do we
Yeah.
have the migration in the first place? What benefit are migrants providing to the ruling class? Why are the ruling class willing to overlook these issues? And none of that's really addressed in here. And it's tricky, of course, but it's the
Good
very
enough.
same paper saying that criticizing Labour people
Yeah.
for
Just
being
go off.
scared to be called racist or Islamophobic, and then itself not really providing a proper justification, possibly because it's too extreme. It's just a bit all over the place.
Yeah, Labour
So,
occurs. We'll make sure it occurs 40. What was it? How many times? 46 times. There was a whole section on it. That was just on both. There were little subsections that were both about the failures of the Tory. Yeah, here it is. Party
If
politics.
they
is,
had just been left well enough alone, this would have turned more heads. This would have gotten further out. But because of the pot shots
Well,
against
certainly
other
not
parties,
now.
you're going to see people just dismiss it out of hand.
I mean, this is clearly a political document at this point, right?
Yes,
Like,
it should never
yes,
have been
you've-
that. It
you've-
should be a bipartisan issue.
yes,
Yeah.
it should be neutral. Apparently, people are saying my audio is a bit low. I don't know if you
Oh,
want to turn
yes,
it up
I will.
in the Discord call.
Yes, we'll do.
But the biggest issue, like one of the signs of the biggest issues, is the I don't know if you've covered it, the figure of the 250,000.
Right.
Did you get a chance to touch on that?
I touched
or
on it a little
not
bit,
yet?
but I didn't. What did you have to say? I talked about how that was from the
effectively,
2019 report, and it's an estimate.
It's a hypothetical
Yes.
estimate that was
Yeah.
never intended to be real, and they're
Yeah.
taking it as a hard fact that this is the minimum. For those unaware, it's an extrapolation of Rotherham data,
Yes.
but the rest of the country is by no means as bad as as Rotherham.
Yes. Rotherham was
Some places
yeah,
are, but-
particularly obviously uniquely
So yeah,
horrific.
but it's like the headline figure of the report is made up, and
Right.
I made the
Oh,
point in
fantastic.
my own stream. They're trying to like craft a new Holocaust narrative with this.
Yeah.
But when you're using
But y-
made up figures in that sort of narrative, then it undermines the whole thing.
But you can't question those numbers. So I mean, if they're trying to pull
Well,
the same, if they're trying to
well,
pull the same thing
yeah.
of being like you can't question these numbers. I mean, like would you question? I mean,
Well,
just ask that question.
actually,
would you question
you
the
had-
numbers of the Holocaust?
We should be better than this.
It's
you had
petty
the
as
guy,
fuck,
Even
yeah.
Hebrew trickery.
you had the guy Orm on Twitter. I don't actually know who the hell Orm
Mhm.
is, but he's clearly connected to a lot of the Zoomers involved with Restore, or at least he's friends with them or something like that. And he basically said, "Well, it doesn't matter that we made it up. We should be putting it as high as possible because that benefits us." And that's just not on. That undermines everything you're arguing here because this is a
Yeah.
real issue.
This is if you're willing also to lie, and then it gives entire credence to the argument that no one really cares about this. It's just it's all just political points. It's all just to win elections, and then they didn't win. I mean, which also, or even
You have
Then-
betrayed yourself for
Oh.
nothing. Congratulations, dickhead.
of course they weren't going to win, but it was then they also hyped themselves up They lied to themselves and then got surprised that their lies weren't real regarding the election. And it does make
It's
it,
leftist behavior.
when you say shit like that, like, it doesn't matter, let's just lie. It doesn't matter if it's accurate. We'll lie about it well, then that's true. It is just to
If you
win
find
elections,
yourself
isn't
acting
it?
like Kamala
Or-
voters, then
or
you shouldn't be surprised when
underperform.
you are derided as such.
Mordegon for £5 says, the right's response to this is disgusting. There is no respect or due solemnity for the matter. No one should be surprised when it isn't taken seriously. Yeah. It hasn't been
It's
treated
needed
with
to be
the...
treated like completely bipartisanly. She needed to speak for itself.
Yeah,
Standing
and
enough.
again, I don't... They should have just had someone else go over it, like I don't know, a sensitive... Funny as it is, like a sensitivity reader or something?
More importantly,
Social
have
worker or
the
something.
lawyer be the
A
last person that
marketing
goes
person?
through.
A PR person?
Yeah.
I mean, in addition to the lawyer, which definitely, and then like a proper lawyer to draft it, and then also probably, if you're gonna make it, of course, for public consumption, you should have had like a dedicated PR person to figure out how do you put this out in a way that has maximal impact in terms of making sure that people see it, but isn't just clearly tied to a political party or political goal. Besides, that this is an issue that people need to understand and be aware of and take seriously.
Yeah, and it's easy for people to see criticisms of the report and think that you're undermining the issue.
Yes.
But our very criticisms of the report is that it fails the victims by not getting it right, by rushing it, by having facts that that are either incorrect or they're just like the report offers nothing new besides the testimonies.
Yes.
And
Which I did mention, yeah.
the evidence is not driven. The statistics in the report are not driven from the testimonies.
No.
And actually, if you do a statistical analysis on the testimonies, they don't fit with the findings of the report. It's just people deserve better. At the end of the day, people deserve better, and it's awful that this is how it's turned out.
Yeah. And yeah, again, it's been a bit fumbled to say the least, which is unfortunate because I do think, at least with Josh Firma, but I think everyone involved probably had good intentions. I know Josh did, I'm sure. So I don't think it was bad intentions to have it turn out this way. That's why you do, unfortunately, need sometimes somebody who's a little bit outside and who does deal with just like how to handle working with the public to run through something like this and make sure that it's PR friendly, I guess.
Well, it's an overarching problem with Restore is they rush things out and don't really check.
And they kind of have base zoomers or whatever, and their social media people do everything. That's been a consistent issue.
It's like Rupert Lowe will get on Montgomery Toms, who's like a massive slot poster, without consulting anyone else. Alistair Harrison will get in Scott Benton, who's absolutely awful, without consulting anyone else. The policy paper, like the energy thing, will be released, which is awful because it doesn't seem like it's been checked by anyone else. Definitely not by anyone outside of the party. And there's
I didn't read that. Although that's what you're not the only person I've heard say that was terrible.
Oh, it was talking about like fertility rates in like an energy policy paper. I was like, why?
Could you make it not political? Unfortunately, once again, let's insert that this is like expressly political. And when you do that, then it lets people undermine your argument because you can just say, well, this is just to win elections.
Folks who might happen to be in politics, if you just do the right thing, your politics will naturally flow with it.
I mean,
and
you'll
look
is
like
true.
Less of a dick.
Simply Green in the chat says the data doesn't exist. Your government isn't interested in collecting it, which, sure, that's true. No, obviously.
Data does exist. There are a number of reports that did try and do statistical analysis on the data and did come up with the very numbers that Restore use in their own inquiry. It's not that the data doesn't exist. There's not like...
Well, that's what he means is that...
yes,
because you can't... Because there certainly has been tampering and there certainly has been destruction of evidence and things like that. So I think that's what he means there, which is true. Like, knowing the exact real statistics are impossible.
We know where it's happening. Mm-hmm. All of this has been known for a long while, actually.
Yes, which is another thing I did bring up before you got on, is that it's basically... It's not really anything new besides the victim statements. And the statistics are, which there's a whole section on statistics. Found it. Yes. So I brought up some of these earlier as well, but none of this is from their report. It's here 2012, 2021, 2004. Just looking at the citations here. 2017, 2025, 2025, 2025. I think this is a specific case though.
Yeah, they're mostly reports out in the last
ONS,
10 years.
Statista, in Poland, by the way. And the last one there is. I remember they started talking about Poland here for a while, which was, I guess, to bring up a comparable European country.
Well, that's the politics seeping in.
Mhm,
They're
mhm.
saying this happens wherever you have migration.
Right.
Like, that may be
Yeah.
true, and probably we actually all believe it
Yes.
is true.
Yeah.
But
certainly.
that shouldn't actually be in a report about specific, like the British case of grooming gangs.
Yeah.
They will argue that Poland is a control group.
Is that the argument made here? I did read it earlier, but it says, yes, it was just making a comparison here, right? Yeah. Stark contrast, Poland, which maintained relatively low... yes, so there it is. There's the politics right there. Yes. Making it clear that that's it, which it is, but...
Uncertainty such as this, it should not be politicized. It should just speak for itself.
First of all, one thing that would do as well, like, look at this, influence of Islam. There's a whole, all these sections, which is the counter jihad stuff you were talking about, Muslim supremacism. I mean, and there is, look, it is absolutely true from the victim statements that another similarity that many of those girls mentioned is that they were treated as lesser than, as dogs, as pigs, which are filthy, beneath the contempt of Muslims, and that's why they feel it's acceptable for them to treat them like animals. However, again, all these sections are quoting from the Quran here. This report should not be 219 pages. It should be
far longer.
It is?
A proper report would be thousands of pages.
Well, yes. If you were trying to do something that's for public consumption,
this isn't that,
right?
though.
Well, if you're trying to do something for public consumption that puts out these victim statements and then just talks about the statistics, that you already have collation of the previously collected statistics, not all this stuff, right? Which does take up. Let's see, when did the victim statements stop and the political?
Well, they kind of stop and start again. It's
Yeah,
a little bit all over the place.
There's more at the end as well, yeah. And they do constantly or continually bring them back up and put them in text. But I think it's I said at the beginning I thought it was about a third of it is the victim statements, a third of the full document. And then it's, there's some parts on statistics, but it's relatively short, and there's more at the end. But
no, I get what you're saying though. It's weird because an actual report on this should be longer, and yet this one's quite short and still filled with a lot of fluff.
Yes.
A lot of information here I wouldn't have considered relevant myself. It's
odd, unfortunately.
Well, you have to decide, who are you aiming this at and why? If it is just about, if it's for general public release, then it should be manageable, right? For regular people, in which case shorter is better, right? But accurate.
Well, ideally, it should be something that can also be quoted whilst maintaining the context of the quotation. You need to be a.
I just got a concluding message from Rupert Lowe here, right? Again, does he? I didn't read it because I didn't bother. I just didn't bother to read what he had to say. But is he political about this?
I'm praying, he must please, God above, please send Rupert Lowe someone with a functional cringe reflex.
I know. It is the biggest thing, though. Is that I quite like.
You
Rupert,
do not need George Lucas just because you think he's Superman.
Comparatively to
George Lucas. You need to behave accordingly.
He's got a bit of a Lucas vibe going on, yeah.
And you do him a disservice when you let him get away with shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to see if he did say anything, if he called out, labor.
He's got a million people ready to tell him yes. You need to be the fucker to tell him no. That's ridiculous.
No, actually, this statement's fine. I think his statement here is all right. It would, I mean, if he had done something like called out.
My comment stands to anyone in any position of authority that you feel is beyond question. You always need to be ready to question the absolute fuck out of the people you think are unquestionable.
Yes, I know Luke Hevs. I know Asmongold read the entire thing. But that's like an event. Again, it took him 7 hours or something to read through it.
Asmongold also lives in absolute filth, so he doesn't have a feeling of distinct uncleanliness when discussing the topic. He only lives amongst the roaches. He's inured in filth. He doesn't feel a stain upon his soul.
Maybe, but my point being that most people don't have 7 hours. No, it shouldn't take you 7 hours to read something like this, but most people don't. Well, then again, I don't know. I read very quickly, so
Well, if you're commenting on it throughout, then maybe 7
that
hours.
that also makes sense too, right? But that's a lot of time to invest in something. So
we're
it
not here
depends
to
on what do you
guarantee you
what do you
within
want to
your
do?
own
Do you just
time.
want to get the information out there, have it in just a readable format that anybody can access and at any time and just see it in stark. No politicizing, no narrative weaving. Just here's this stuff and drop
You
that.
shouldn't read on your own time, on your own terms. It's solemn matter. It deserves your
Mhm.
attention. If you are so inclined, either read it properly or don't read it at all. Because
Yeah.
if you're gonna half-ass it, you're just gonna upset yourself. And let's face it, if you're in this chat,
Well,
you fucking hate these people anyway.
yeah. Well, I mean, everybody should obviously. You know, so one of the things that did come out of this, though, which I honestly think saved it. I in a certain sense, it improved a lot of like the negative reputation and things that were brought on by it. I almost like as a godsend this Jewish woman, just this Jewish reformer,
Never saw a
former
bullet they didn't want to fling themselves in front of.
former paid, well, not paid enough, by the way. She wasn't fired from Reform. She quit because
Not
they
enough
didn't pay her
shekels,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah, they weren't paying enough shekels. Came out and decided to do this, to post this in response to it. This really, like, any negatives that people were bringing up about this. Now, you just respond with her cackling face, right?
The rape gang inquiry
Yes,
reported
yes.
out.
No, it's like, I mean, mute it and play the like first 10 seconds or so. Like,
Yeah.
it's awful from her.
Oh, it is.
She laughs.
Yep, immediately.
For those who haven't seen it, like she like cackles. It. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just immediately funny to her.
But this
I'm
is
gonna
like,
try not to laugh.
this happened to
It
real
feels
people.
mean.
This is like a serious
Yeah.
issue. And like even then, the whole point she had about county lines. I've got a mate who like works in the police, and he says that she's like got it wrong anyway.
Who cares? But what she finds hilarious about this. Now, by the way, also this woman has a survivor group. Also, that you have to pay money to be a member of. So if you're a survivor, you have to pay. What is it? I have it up. It's
Really?
like £5 a month or something to be a part of it. So of course she's literally grifted it off of it. But I mean, this is a hideous way to respond. And then why does she find it so laughable? Yeah, it's over what she perceives, what she even thinks is a technical error. That apparently, according to you, it's not even a technical error. I did think she just misunderstood. But the absolute temerity you have to make a 5-minute long video, 5.5 minute, nearly 6-minute long video, where you start out by, so the rape gang report is out, ha 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 ha, is insane. I don't know what the fuck she was thinking.
I haven't read the whole thing. It's 219 pages.
Another thing
It's
to not.
intensely distasteful. Yeah.
And another crazy thing to just start out immediately and say, I haven't even read it, you know?
A couple of hours ago. And okay, so this time last year I went to Alistair Harrison.
No,
And I
it's
explained-
awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful.
I mean, it's a terrible look. I mean, she clearly does not give a shit. I mean, I know why that is, at least from my opinion. It's not her people. She doesn't care. Now, I can't. It's not this anymore. But when she first posted this, she's changed all of her stuff.
I really, really cannot stress enough that this document should be seen as in essence, it's a subject of mourning. It should be
Yes.
treated as celebrity as such.
Yes. When she first posted this, what her icon was a split image where split diagonally was the Union Jack and the Israeli flag, right? So that had I mean, also you're gonna do this, and then that's your avatar, whatever. And then it said, her description was that she's changed it a little bit now, but just I think it said that she was Jewish first and British second or something to that effect. It was just like clearly this woman has places one part of her identity above the other, which really also makes it look like that's why I think she finds it funny. And even if that's not what's going on, it's really what it looks like because it's not her people. And she's making money off of it.
Her original profile said 50% British,
That was it.
50% Jew, 100% Orton. But there's
Yeah.
not actually such a concept as 50% Jew.
No.
in,
Well, in
like,
Judaism, there's
like,
not.
the religion. Yeah.
No, in their religion, you either are Jewish or you're not, and it's matrilineal. So, yes, but of course, indeed. Happy Juneteenth. Thank you, Vex. How's it going? Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think this woman doing this, honestly, is the best thing that you couldn't ask for something this good to now be able to slap. Again, I put her on the thumbnail for a reason. Because now any criticisms also of the report, just like, well, look at this woman, she criticized it. She's laughing and clearly finds it hilarious. Oh, and also she profits off of it and is just and worked for reform, which this is a terrible look for them. Oh no, oh I lost the H. Here we go. Yeah. Donna, a Shropshire councillor who laughed at the horrific torture, rape, and grooming of 200. See, the number's gonna be everywhere though. Paid for by Reform. Yeah. There it is. Name of person or body making payments, Reform UK. So, there's just PR disasters sort of all around. Also, I saw this one too. Who does she like to retweet on Twitter? Oh, Pete North. Of course. This is a terrible look for all of them. All parties involved fucked up here a little bit. Thank you so much, Bill. Oh, thank you. I've asked Bill to grab me a drink because it's very hot today too. Another reason I didn't want to appear on camera because it's quite hot. Let's see, what did I have else on this? I'm still waiting for Spoon. He said he was gonna get done working out soon though, so we'll see. Right, then she changed her profile picture to this, which, like, do you think you're owning it or whatever? She actually did this. I remember when she did. Because she was setting up for her next little move here, which was to, of course, be the victim. Look at these horrible images that the anti-Semites are posting at me just because I laughed at... I mean, sorry, I'm even gonna do it. Just because I laughed at what is reportedly over 250,000 women and people being raped, right? Little girls being raped. Look at the hideous anti-Semitism I receive. I'm the real victim. And she has come out and just done that now directly. This is how much she charges survivors to join her little group. So
It really is every single time.
it is every single time. How does it go? Bill, did you get back? Bill grabbed me a drink because I don't have to get up. Yeah, pretty much that. Every Stein, Singelberg, Timowitz. Every such cases. Survivor membership. Now, I don't know. Is this... I think... okay, so it's just a one time. What a deal. One time Survivor membership fee of £5. Membership option for... It does say. And then £20 every year for Friends of Survivors. This is her organization. And she's apparently laughing at the ridiculousness, the absurdity of not taking survivors seriously. Because that's part of her, shtick there, is that it's laughable because of how bad it is that you don't take this seriously. Now, I think also a lot of her, she put out so many videos at this point. Part of her her supposed problems with it as well was that, well, it focuses far too much on Muslims and the rapes that were perpetrated by Muslims. Well, yes, it does. And unfortunately, it is correct, as we point out, that there is a bunch of political messaging in it. However, overwhelmingly, from the statistics we do have, they have been overwhelmingly committed by Muslims. That is a statistical reality of it. But again, because, they've opened the door there for themselves a little bit, essentially. Then she can make statements like that. And she's still wrong and disgusting. Yeah, she started posting a whole bunch of additional videos. This is a 13-minute long one. She's got a couple other. There's no reason to watch them. It's just her at first saying, no, you didn't understand me. I'm just being misunderstood. I'm actually a very serious advocate and activist and whatever. And then, no thanks to Restore's vile supporters. It's very funny for you to call anyone else vile. I've removed the online support forums for survivors and the survivors website as I can no longer ensure they remain safe for survivors, the ones she was charging. Also means there's no new membership fee for survivors, which was the only there to help keep it a safe space. Oy vey, I had to charge you. I had to charge you because that's the way to make it a safe space. 1 second. Let me ask Spoons when he's gonna join here. I don't know what Bill's gotten up. Alright. It's not just her either. I mean, they can't... I am shocked by the reactions of some people to this. But when you make it a little bit unserious, essentially, even any error, they're gonna jump on that and use it to attack you and have responses like this.
Yes.
I saw Rupert Lowe having an argument with a journalist, saying something along the lines of, "You need to ask Nigel that.
It's like,
you need to
could
ask
you imagine
Nigel
if you were
that."
at your grandmother's funeral
Yeah.
and one of the pallbearers dropped the coffin, and you just got some woman laughing out
Yeah.
loud?
Yeah.
Like that's equivalent to what's going on here. It's just dreadful. Like, how can you? I know you're Jewish, but how can you
Right.
not have that kind of self-awareness?
It's not her people. It's not her people, and they're people that she actively exploits every day. They don't care. Look, everything is tribalistic. People care for their own. They don't care for others, no matter how much they may claim to. They don't. And that's
Bad.
just her demonstrating that she... I mean, you should be able to, on some capacity, you know, be able to at least give a shit, or if at the bare minimum, pretend like you do. Hello, Bill. Here's another vile
But
woman.
it's like we probably reasonably tribal ourselves as well. You
Mhm.
know, we're on the right. But
Exactly.
if this happened to another group, if it was Palestinians or Indians, like anyone, we would not be laughing. Like,
No. True. White people, Europeans, would not be laughing at, again, the reported over 250,000 girls being raped systematically in a country for 70 years. That would be absurd. Well, one, I don't want people generally wouldn't do that, except for truly evil ones. You know? It's just not part of the cultures.
What about the rape gangs?
It's all internal beef, and I don't care.
Sorry, I wanted to play that again because I kind of paused it a little bit weird. That she just also says it in a very mocking way.
gangs.
It's all
Go
internal.
back. Let me go back one.
Just so you know, you're not streaming to the chat.
Huh?
You're not streaming to the call, by the way.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, fuck.
We're playing a guessing game. And
Oh
there's
my
stream
God.
delay.
Oh, I was so sorry. You should. Fuck.
I'm particularly
managed the right.
Oh
side
my
for
God.
now.
Jove, you got the
Oh my
concept
God.
of
So
seeing
right.
it,
So
but there
you've
we
seen
go.
it then. Okay, but you'd seen it. You know, Lamb. You'd seen the woman I was talking about, obviously. So sorry. I'll play this one again.
Yes.
I saw Rupert Lowe having an argument with a journalist, saying something along the lines of, "You need to ask Nigel that. You need to ask Nigel that."
What about the rape gangs?
It's all internal beef, and I don't care. But
Hang on, we
7%
care
of the
that
country,
the right is tearing itself apart.
we
don't
do.
Yes.
I s-
We don't care. What about the rape gangs? And then they just say we don't care. I mean, what? I don't understand the desire for these people to just make themselves look horrific. Right?
Now, perhaps the assertion that the inter-party bickering, we could all do without having to fucking hear about, but couldn't have phrased it in a more clumsy fashion.
Right. Miles says, to be fair, if it was happening in India or Pakistan and so on, we would be going, well, of course that's happening there. Yeah. I mean, that's true. That doesn't mean that that you would
In
laugh
India,
at
they
it,
did have
though.
a gang rape, and guess what? Every man who did it got hung.
Yeah. There should be some more of that, honestly.
That's because you got to remember, like all these different countries, in all of their primitive nature, they still, for the most part, have a set. I'm not going to say functional grasp of law and order, but they understand like someone who's just a dog, a crazed fucking animal, just gets put down.
I guess Spoon
It's a basic fucking hominid fucking response.
I asked Spoon I said
Yes.
ETA, and he said 2027. So I guess he won't be here for 6 months.
He's here now.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's just got in.
I was also-
oh.
Couldn't be worse timing.
I do believe that timing for a joke is fantastic. And I didn't even do it deliberately. I had no fucking idea.
No, it
It's
was just
absolutely
coincidental.
incredible.
Well, no, because I was checking our DMs and I did ask you ETA, and you said
You joined in just
2027.
before you start the sentence, and
Right.
because your brain has to queue up actions, you're
Yeah.
completely doomed from the start.
No, it's because I was looking at the DMs and not at the chat. Okay.
There's a lot of
Anyway,
bleep.
to
Yeah.
get back on the point,
Mhm.
yeah, like obviously Pakistan, like the Pakistani government, the Indian government, of course you have some level of corruption there that
Right.
still hides things up, but these are their own people perpetrating the crimes and being victims, and it's a completely different situation to them doing it there versus why they're allowed to get away with it here. That, in my opinion, is not touched upon in the report, other than the very weak assessment of fear of being accused of racism or Islamophobia,
Mhm.
Which doesn't hold water. To my analysis, it's clearly a matter of very cynical elite action.
Yeah.
They've let the migrants in for beneficial reasons to them.
Yeah, it's
my opinion is, like,
replacement. It's
capitalist
replacement.
reasons and bioleninist reasons.
Yes.
And they're willing to overlook the issue. And actually, worse than that, they are deliberately going to expend political energy to smooth over the issue so that they can still reap their other benefits. But they don't do that in Pakistan because
No.
it's a very different situation.
No.
And just drive around with a big bag of money. Just literally just hand it
Oh,
out.
Yeah. They are going to have to do something about it in terms of smoothing it over, in that sense. But still, the underlying replacement migration stuff is not going to stop, and already so much damage has been done. Now it is just about, yeah, as you say, smoothing it over a little bit. Not about actually dealing with the underlying reasons that it's happened. And yeah, it's not because they're afraid
Which
of
is
being
why this
called
whole
racist.
fuck up-
Obviously not.
That's why this whole fuck up has pissed me off so much. It's because
Well-
of the fact this was meant to be the foundational document of a British reconquista, and it
Oh.
was botched
Yeah, I mean, it should have.
out of short-sightedness and
Mm.
vanity.
Well, it's still scared to point fingers at the real perpetrators,
Yeah.
which is not, obviously the Pakistani Muslims, but it's the elites in the
Once-
regime.
yes, the elites who
Why
brought
they're
them here,
doing this,
yes.
why you have the migrants here in the first place, why they'd want to cover something up.
Yes.
None of that is mentioned. It's instead all just Tommy Robinson style pro-Zionist counter-jihad
Yes.
narrative.
Well, it obviously isn't that they're afraid of being called racist. I mean, that's absurd.
Not at the top, no. of
No,
course not.
but you're right. The people in the middle, sure, they absolutely. I'm sure many of them. I'm sure many police officers. I'm sure many social workers, etc., are afraid of being called racist, but not the people who are responsible for bringing them here in the first place. I don't think they give a shit. It's certainly not their
But
motivation.
It's not just it's not just they're afraid of being called racist. It's they don't want to stick their necks out.
Yes.
And why would they not want to stick their necks out? Because someone from on top is saying, "Don't do this; it'll
Yeah.
cause trouble,"
Mhm.
or "Don't
You'll lose your
hit the
job.
hornet's nest." Or,
Yeah.
they've got both their propaganda and their instructions from above,
Yes.
telling them, "Don't investigate these issues.
Yes.
These girls are white slags or
Yes.
whatever else."
Pig dogs. The one
it is-
said, yeah.
It is not just some organic, spontaneous event that's been allowed to happen. They've known about this for decades. They've
Yes,
not done
clearly.
anything. They've tried to cover it up for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, yes, the offences themselves are awful, but a lot of attention should be on the people allowing this to happen. In fact,
Yes.
the analogy that one of my people in my server gives is it's like you're trying to fight a battle and there's a necromancer with all the skeletons and everyone's saying, "Oh, look at how terrifying the skeletons are, fight the skeletons."
Yes. Yes.
And we're saying, "No,
No.
go after the necromancer."
Yeah, don't go after the ads, you know? To use MMO terminology. So this was actually this one too has their
that
claim,
takes
which
me
is
back.
what was that, Spoon? Sorry?
And that fucking takes me back. I haven't heard the phrase ads in
Yeah.
50 years.
Well, you don't go after the ads, yeah. So this is
No,
what they
you
were
always
claiming
talk about
too about
content,
how
but still.
they did not set this up intentionally to be released around the Makerfield election. But so it says here, the rape gang inquiry report was planned for release after the May 7 local elections, with early June publication announced on May 23rd, prior to the June 18 Makerfield by-election. So,
I'll
Well,
keep it 100.
maybe
There was
but they,
there
they
was
definitely
That's-
rushed it through.
yeah,
the most
that's
politically
their claim, though, I think.
wise thing to do here was to put specifically, even if it was ready a year ago, even if it was ready like months ago, to make sure it came out after the election, because it would
Yeah.
make sure that
Yes.
the purity of the document's purpose could not be
Yes,
questioned.
so that then you can't have Nadine Dorris, who says he uses rape victims for personal political gain 2 days before a by-election. Describes me as hysterical. Is he a misogynist? Who gives a fuck, by the way? But
It could have and should have been delayed.
honestly, and now the fact that it looks this way, that they put it out to win, and then they overhyped and gave overestimates because of their internal polling. They said our internal polling is showing that we're going to get 20%, right? Then they get 7, and it looks like not only did you do this for political reasons, but then you didn't get the massive number of people you said were going to turn out. So you failed, right? It's a mess.
You have betrayed and destroyed yourself for nothing.
By the way, to be clear, I don't want them to fail in the, you know what I mean? Like, oh, whoops, not that.
If anything, we're looking for some competence here, folks.
Yes, I
We'd
just
really
want,
like that.
I just want competence. So yes, Andy Burnham is one huge majority in Makerfield by-election, paving way for Starmer leadership challenge. So that's another reason, by the way, that why this guy won. He's going to replace Keir Starmer. That's what that's what's going to happen there. Although, good God, yeah, the
God,
lineup.
just look at that fucking picture.
Is it? I mean, is it a video of the stage here?
The
'Cause,
Labour
yes.
and Cooperative Party.
Oh my God, it's just such a fucking
How
joke.
has the Buckethead's fit got worse?
It has. It has, yes. I mean, it's just, this is so fucking embarrassing.
How the Greens got the dumbest
24,927.
fucking people on the stage.
I mean, the Fox, and yeah, it's just,
Why is
It's just-
Rags on the stage? Also,
Not DMing, I'll give you that much.
go back like a second. I'm just gonna go back. Just look at that face. Look at
the
that
face is
That
so
a
retarded.
fox-
That's the crack fox from
is
fucking
high-
Monty
I was
right
about to
there.
say that is a fox high on crack. Just look at that. Just stop and look at
Good
Oh
lord.
God.
the high out of his
Oh,
mind.
it's all so deeply embarrassing. But this
All
is a
kids
tradition, though.
Naruto
To be
dub be
fair,
like-
to be this kind, it's a tradition at this point, though.
Could you imagine if you went back to like King Edward, like centuries ago, and go, by the way,
Mhm.
King Edward, but a couple of 100 years down the line, this is gonna try and run for your country, just like this thing in a suit.
I mean, like, how long has the
Just
Monster Ravy
imagine what
Looney
the
Party been
fucking
around or
royalty
whatever?
would
You know what I
think,
mean?
like,
They used to
why-
consistently poll
And
above the
they-
Greens.
Yes, and they will, as they probably should, to be fair. But oh, which brings me to something I'll bring up in a bit. In terms of the results here, it has been. Don't you love when you can tell that a narrative, an email has been sent out to all the operatives to go, hey, focus on this thing, and it's Restore did worse than the BNP, and so they're all just going to repeat that ad nauseum. And the worst thing imaginable to BNP, in their minds, right? So the worst he won. I think this
Yes, a
numbers
semi-competent
in
right
here.
party.
There we go. Right. It only went up actually since 2024, but as did Reform, to be fair. But the Conservatives obviously have gone down, as did the Greens and Lib Dems. Yep, but 54%. So Restore took 6.8. Also, this woman. Well, here's another mistake. This is your first big election, right? You ran a woman. Like, you could bad
Yeah, why
idea.
are you doing that?
It's a bad idea. Also,
Bad idea to run them in general.
yes, in general, it's a bad. Well, yes, that was my point. It's a bad idea to run a woman at all. But certainly, well, and also because it's overwhelmingly evident now that Restore is Rupert Lowe. That's what people
Okay,
think of. It is clearly a party run by one person and centered around one person.
Okay, so let's look at the facts about it. Okay, so you lost out to a bloke who looks like he works in a white van, no profession, but there we go.
He's said sexist things or something, though,
Labour
Bill.
won with Rachel Maddow after some testosterone.
Oh, actually, there's not great clips of her either. Like, where's this? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here's a little example. So just watch her face, right?
You said they should be deported to a midge-infested island offshore, either England or Scotland.
No, she doesn't like that.
And let the midges do the rest. She said, did you say that? I said, yes, I did.
I don't think she's particularly. Oh my! Look at the stark differences in their expressions.
God. Hollywood physiognomy versus HR physiognomy. It really does not miss.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So yeah,
that's a face that might as well say, "Well, yep, there you go. There's your ring back."
They also is this it? Where they just kind of, where it was Alistair, it just came by and like tried to get her. Was it Alistair? Who was this here? Yes, it was Alistair. She gets asked a question, then it's like, no, you don't have to answer that, and just watch.
To speak to at the Restore rally earlier was Rebecca Shepherd, the party's Makerfield candidate. We heard that she might be canvassing in town, so we decided to see if we could find her, to ask her some questions and put Robert Kenyon's comments to her. This is what happened.
Hi Rebecca, my name's Peter, I'm a reporter at Telegraph. I was talking to Rupert earlier, not one question. Rebecca, we just get one question, Rebecca, is that all right? Are you sure?
Can Rebecca do one interview or not? We said that.
Go on Rupert, just one.
Someone we didn't.
No, I guess.
He's the second-hand man at his own party.
Yeah, well, to Alistair Harrison, it's looking that way, which isn't good either. Unfortunately. Let's see. So, as I mentioned before, they have what year was it? Why was there a belief that this area wouldn't vote Labour? So I do remember people making arguments for that. I mean, other than the fact that Keir Starmer was
quite
awful.
pro-Brexit,
but they were, and that was the only difference I get, because they were quite pro-Brexit, which was 65% Leave in 2016, 75th most Leave seat. But I don't know. In the past two elections, it's not that strong. It was 45% Labour, so no, 45% Labour, and then 32% Reform versus. So Reform picked up 3, but then Labour picked up 10. So, you know.
I think most of that is just eating into the Greens and the Lib Dems there.
Yeah, well, clearly. I mean, look at the drop in the Greens from 4 to 1. So yeah, and the Lib Dems lost.
How the fuck the Greens managed to find a fucking basement to dig into? I don't know, but there we go.
So this is not a big loss, not really. It shouldn't be treated as such, but it has now become a big loss because of the way it was being hyped up. And because now it also does look like that you released the rape gang inquiry in order to change the outcomes of the election.
So I'm presuming they probably did, but just, slimy.
But they shouldn't have done that. They really should not have.
Yeah, but that's the way that all politics goes, whether you like it or not.
You should have some acumen, though, in terms of how, if you're going to try to play the game, you should play it, I don't know, not retardedly.
Have you seen party politics?
Yes, I know. But, okay. Callum put this up.
Yeah, you can say that's how politics works, but all the Restore people are coping and saying that this party's different. Which
yes, it's
demonstrated.
Our electoral politics are different from all other electoral politics.
You're going to claim to be different, you better fucking...
Right. Then do something different. Yes, indeed.
You need to actually try and be something rather than just playing follow the leader right into the fucking pits of hell.
Yeah, this is might be a little bit of cope. But so Callum put together this little chart. So what really happens? Did Labour win? If yes, then Burnham replaces Starmer, which is going to happen anyway, likely Al said in the next general. Was it Restore's fault? No, Reform goes back to Tory Maxine. Yes, Reform adjust or die. Good for deportation maxers. Did Labour win? No, Burnham will try somewhere else. in which case either restore victory, which was never going to happen. They get an MP, have to be noticed, very minor victory, not happening anyway. Yeah, he does acknowledge that. And then reform UK victory, another MP, I guess, nothing changes, but good for morale. I mean, regardless of the editorializing, I mean, these were the possible outcomes. You know, like it's one way or another. This was going to happen, and overwhelmingly, it was going to happen, right? That Burnham was going to win. And I do think the problem, post facto, copied my whole note to myself there, is the was the overpromising. Because now another reason that makes you look kind of stupid. Because here's the reality of it, right? Oh, I went over these statistics actually already, so we don't have to look at it again.
So in all things regarding this, we should avoid at all times belaboring the point.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to make sure I had the right thing. Hang on, I had the wrong thing here. But Lotus Eaters, it was. I think I had that. I don't know where it is. They did say 20%. Let me go find it real quick. That's what they were anticipating, right? Was 20%. Again, they got 7, right?
Yeah, but based on Restore Britain's
Restore's
internal
own
polling.
internal polls, yes. I'll find the clip here. And
everyone seems to think that politicians are retards until they find themselves in those shoes, and then suddenly decide, yeah, let's just keep doing what they're doing. They had the right idea of things. It definitely wasn't a fucking disaster in slow motion.
It wasn't just.
Now I get to do it with all the foresight of knowing that it would have happened anyway, so I have no excuse.
By the way, it wasn't just Lotus Eaters. I mean, they are obviously deeply involved with Restore. A lot of people were passing around this number that they were expecting 20% based on the internal polling number, right?
I have no particular reason to disbelieve their internal polling, which is coming.
Well, now you do.
You do now, Dan.
You should always doubt internal polling, you fucking idiot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, in the low 20s, so I'll just say that. Low 20s. Seems
Low
reasonable.
20s too. Again, now it looks bad. Now it looks worse. Now it looks worse because you've thrown these numbers out here in your internal polling, right?
Listen, I get it. You wanted to say, "I'll be a massive turnout. We'll get all this fucking like growth in our party's like presence," because you want people to not think they were pissing their time up against a wall.
Yeah.
Because if you can't sell people the idea that this
However,
will actually mean they won't do it, even if it is gaining
sure,
ground.
but now you've lied. Or I mean, or at least it looks like a lie. I mean, it looks like it was inaccurate.
I'll try and explain what's gone on here.
Okay, sure.
I don't think the numbers were a complete fabrication.
Mhm.
What I suspect it is they are asking people like at the door,
Mhm.
who are you going to vote in this election?
Right.
And for various reasons, some people are being honest, they will vote Restore, and then they did. But a lot of people, they're undecided, or they're just not that bothered on the actual day, or you're trying to like just have a nice day, and you've got some bothersome bastards from Restore Britain trying to say, who are you going to vote? Who are you going to vote?
Yeah.
You'd be like, yeah, I'll just vote you. Just like leave me alone, please.
Yeah, maybe.
Various reasons to not trust like on the door
Polling data,
figures.
Yeah. Yes.
And the question is either are Restore Britain incompetent enough to not realize that, or are they doing it like maliciously and like claiming the best case for them to try and get more people to turn out? In either case, trust should be completely destroyed over this issue.
Yes, I really want to say that it's incompetence, because incompetence seems to be a common thread. Oh, by the way, let's see, Latrina Bidet, Latrina Bidet IRS. I can't read your name. Holy fuck, it cuts off. Latrina Bidet IRS enforcer. Grocer for $5 says, "This is what happens when Hawaiites are still in power. What will happen when we aren't?" Indeed. And then Mordegon for £5 says, "The rights are..." Oh no, I did read that one before. Sorry, got you. All right, cool. It's so difficult for me to pronounce your name, Latrina Bidet.
I can tell you what happens.
What? South Africa?
You'll have you'll have a scathing amount of corruption, and fuck all gets done.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't know anything about that.
You have now just amplified.
Yes.
No,
I think it's at this point with this level of radicalization we're looking at, it'll be far closer to Haiti.
Oof.
I won't be that bad.
Let's hope
Won't
not.
it? They've already demonstrated that they have no compunctions about just running around murdering people en masse.
I can say the same in my country. We're not Haiti.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of cope, though. Of course, it's because they split the vote. They split the vote. They were always going to claim that kind of stuff, right? It's just vote splitting. That's why this happened. Otherwise, reform would have won, and that's preferable, I guess, to Labour, right?
Which I say, then why did you back the idea of the 0 seats movement if you're that fussed about it? I realise it did leave the power vacuum necessary.
Well, it didn't
for
split the vote.
rise of
It
these two,
it,
but-
it didn't split the vote. It quite literally didn't. He got 55%. So it did not. It wouldn't have mattered. It would not have mattered, even if. And when you count in all the other parties, even if every single person who voted for Reform and Restore voted for the same party, it wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have won anyway. So it didn't matter. I mean, I guess yes, technically the votes were split because of course they were, but it did nothing to affect the outcome. So this is a very dumb narrative to come out and try and use here, but of course they are anyway.
Suppose from
I can't
point of
stand
view
this woman, by the way. I absolutely fucking despise. Oh, sorry, she gets under my skin. She's so gross.
Farage's old hole.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what I was going to say. Isn't she the one that shagged Farage?
Yeah, she did. Allegedly.
The one who keeps like acting incredibly noncy around the younger members. Of
Yeah.
Restore Reform.
Who was it that was this the woman who was weirdly Nancy around young Bob?
I think it was. Yeah.
That was so weird.
most of our listeners, the big battle, the thing we wanted to see how that was going to play out was this.
I can't take her seriously.
It's
I
all-
every, time,
like I said,
every time I hear a voice, I think of that AA clip where he talks about that bird he was shagging. Where she turned into fucking.
Oh, the psychopathic lawyer one.
Turned into Alan
Alan
Partridge
Partridge, yes.
whenever she was in bed. It's like, oh no.
God.
That's fucking awful.
It is terrible upon the ears.
Stupid little competition between Reform and Restore. Restore, obviously, trying to out BNP, the BNP. But
There it is.
actually,
There's the
on
narrative. There it is. That's the consistent narrative. It's they're the BNP. They're the BNP. Like I don't even know. I don't even understand this
I can't
stupid
help
fucking.
I feel like I'm talking to like the sister of like a sibling in law, like one of my siblings, like retarded like partners, and it's their like sister, and they are clearly like 3 gins deep, and
I'm
had
sure
a brain
she-
injury from a skiing accident 10 years ago.
Oh, I'm sure
where,
she's
like, if they
always
sm-
3 gens deep. Always.
Well, judging by the bloke she slept with, probably 3 chins deep too. Nigel, buy it. Like you have some of them chiseled off.
He does have several chins, doesn't he?
Reformed when compared to the BNP. But guys, that's all they need to do. This is what you've got to realise. They're not playing serious politics.
You know,
when
something
you're
was
parking
talking to
out-
Nick Griffin.
Oh,
I believe he had some input a couple of, like, maybe a year or two back on some small matter. But
No, I've not heard from him recently, or heard about him recently.
does the BNP even have much of a following to speak of anymore?
I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
I don't
Everything's
think
been
so.
like everything has mutated into everything else. Like all,
Right,
all this
right.
boils down to like the National Front.
But it's this is a clearly orchestrated talking point about the BNP. Like they all got. I'll
Yeah,
show
'cause she
you
had it
how.
trotted out by this mongoloid.
No, not just her. I'll show you what I mean though. I'll show you the yeah.
He's wearing a dress that looks like a fucking banana leaf.
This it.
Take your Mike
BNP.
Lewinog cosplay
It-
looking ass.
I see. I
back
actually even
to
forgot
fucking short range radio.
when I was putting my my show notes together. I actually forgot that she starts out that way, just immediately talking about the BNP. But I'll show you what I mean before I continue with it. Here's another one though. There it is again. A different woman, same narrative though, about it.
This is the new BNP, and I don't say that lightly. These
Okay.
some of the people associate.
Uh-huh.
Let's say Liz Truss's younger daughter or sister, maybe.
Isabel Oakeshott.
Rule of thumb: if it comes out of a woman's mouth, don't trust it.
Oh yeah, but it's just. I mean,
Good rule of thumb. Excellent rule of thumb, actually.
Just refer back to this rule whenever you're in doubt.
she's gone and said it, and then here's all these tweets, right?
Trust
But when-
not ye ovarian creatures.
Trust not the thought.
He-
But be that as it may, let's not belabor the point. But more importantly, we're the right wing.
Yeah.
That should be our fucking default.
Yeah. So, I mean, he did ask for anybody, Samson did here, anybody making this exact same thing on Twitter. And here it is, just, consistently Raheem Kassan, you know, BNP stuff. Of course, Captive Dreamer, who, why the fuck do you care? I fucking hate this guy.
Network.
Holy shit. I genuinely loathe him. He's such a disgusting Trump sycophant. Why are you even commenting on this, to be honest? Yeah,
Because he gets paid to.
well, right.
Money.
That one didn't mention the BNP. He was looking for more of these. People gave him some more.
Money.
Where there was it's clearly the look, message sent, received, distributed, right? Haha, you did worse than the BNP. She was like, this was more the dividing the right stuff that she went on about here, though. Yeah,
I think the
because it was-
BNP is perhaps more known than Restore, so I think that's not really exactly a fair comparison.
No, but
Also,
they
at this point, BNP is like. At this
but
point,
they were
fairly
around for
affectionately
decades, you know.
I kind of look back
I
affectionately
suppose
upon.
they're trying to do the angle of the BNP did better than them and still failed. So
Yes.
Restore's going to fail.
And
but-
that the BNP had been around for decades. It was a known established party. They still somehow managed like to do worse. So that means like this will.
And they were an offshoot.
Yeah. So you know, there's no Restore can never do any better because even after decades and decades, the BNP that's just the highest that they got. So Restore can go nowhere. It can only go down from here. I think that's the meaning
Yeah,
behind
it's
it.
the annoying thing about talking about Restore Britain in a skeptical light is you'll have people to the right of Restore who don't like it, and then all of these bloody bastards as well.
Mhm.
Like I was retweeted by Nigel Forrester.
Oh no!
the other day.
Oh,
I saw
no.
that, yeah.
I literally just went.
Oh yeah, you
"Ew."
did mention that. Right, yes. Oh god. Yeah, well, I mean, that will unfortunately happen because they're just looking. They
You will
just care
find
about
the cure.
the messages, the message that they've got, whatever it is, right?
Reminds me of Neverwinter Nights.
Inside an HQ and megaphones and silly little songs with racist
God.
language and
Oh
swear
no!
words. You're
Not
not
She
racist
better not be
language.
talking shit about Johnny Rebel,
future
otherwise we're going to be
of
having
this
words.
country,
Probably.
about our culture, about our communities.
Does anyone
about our
listen to Johnny Rebel
civilization.
here? Does that
No.
curiosity?
Yeah,
I know.
Not from you,
fucking-
Bill, obviously.
I know someone who's got a
on.
physical CD.
Her whole thing here, though, which if she ever gets to the fucking point, is
She was-
it's all
she
it's
was about
vote
now.
splitting, which you know again. Who else? Who else has talked about that? Oh, they all have. They've all been going on about that. Like, but Restore is a problem because they'll split the vote, and they're obviously not going to drop that. Even though in this case, it quite literally did not split the vote. It didn't matter.
You're just being idiots. Arrogant, egotistical, little boy idiots. And the problem is this. If they then decide to do this,
She's so
in other
fucking
marginal
insufferable.
red wall constituencies that reform could win.
Imagine
if they
sucking your
decide
way to this
that
job.
They really want
I know, that's rich coming
to
from me.
upset Nigel Farage and stop reform
Jesus Christ!
at
God
any
damn, Bill,
cost.
Listen, I need to try and scrape
Why?
together what levity I can find here.
Like, it was a rough way to start the stream, but
If I have
we've
to
moved
cast
on.
myself upon a fire to get the fucking lights up.
I
then
know
will.
the opening of the stream was obviously very grim, but you know we've moved topics to the elections and stuff, and so yeah, bringing some levity at this point is fine, and probably desperately
if-
necessary.
If she sees this, I guarantee you.
So gay. It's all so gay, and like we're only
It is
having
also
to talk about it because there's a small army of retarded simps, like saying, "Restore Britain, restore Britain." Like,
How is Homeland
no one-
not the gayest party?
I mean,
How?
Is it not? Is it not?
I mean.
I've yet to see the Restore Britain,
the tranny socks at
Catboy
Homeland.
tranny.
Yeah, the catboy
Yeah.
trannies at Homeland. Good fucking god.
But it's so
We're
it's
just jobs.
I hate politics. I hate politics. I hate that we're having to talk.
Same
about
here. That's
politics.
why we're in it.
Yeah, if you actually,
If you
if,
politics, you wouldn't be here if you didn't.
if you actually enjoyed politics, I mean, who does?
Let's face it, we are all in the same pitch black fucking dungeon together. We came here looking to kill the beast, and we will eternally be part of it. Welcome to the fucking team.
Welcome to the
Yeah,
rice
you know what?
fields,
At
motherfucker.
least I'm
Barbecues on
not
Sunday.
beaten dog Steve Laws pretending
Oh,
that
I
this
know.
is a good thing.
Wait, how is he pretending it's a good? Which part? The election result.
The results. He's like, wow, this is great. It's a new party. This is great. And even though like Rupert Lowe himself just doesn't like Steve Laws and has disavowed him. and
Well, he
all
gets
the
asked to
bloody
disavow him on
drama
a
around
daily
that.
basis, so he has to keep doing it. You know.
Yeah, Ben Habib said, get rid of Steve Laws, and Steve is just get your dignity back, Steve.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
this is dropping just as the news about Jeremy Clarkson's health drops, which is also going to take the wind out of the sails because he was considered like a major like.
Well,
he
that's
he
more
was the,
populist slop stuff, though, to be honest. But like,
yeah, but they a big sloppy list fucking candidate's always handy. That's why it was kind of umming and ahhing as to which one he was going with.
well,
Whether
I
he was on
you know,
Team Nigel or on Team Rupert.
that was also bizarre that they announced he had cancer through his Netflix show.
Hey, if you're going to do something, never do it for free.
I guess, yeah.
It's like that Survivor
God,
girl
that-
earlier.
I-
Yeah.
Yeah, huh. It was a bit odd, but I mean, I like Clarkson is a serious political candidate. That's inherently populist slop, you know.
The left-wing coalition. Because we have seen, haven't we, that
I'll
the
never vote for
left-wing,
someone who
oh,
I've
they
seen
know
lose
how
to James May.
Keep in mind.
Which is
keep
why
in
I hate Gordon
mind.
Ramsay.
Now hold on a second. There's one thing that's positive about him. He did punch Piers Morgan.
He did punch Piers Morgan. That's true.
And said, and I quote, I could do this all
I'd do it
day.
again. Yeah, which is an absolutely fantastic reply. You gotta give him credit for that.
Well,
That's the utmost privilege. That is like
it
the thing
is
that
because
most...
everybody on planet Earth who has ever encountered Piers Morgan in any capacity also wants to punch him. It is a unifying state of the human
Jeremy Clarkson's
condition.
got prostate cancer. He should be allowed to punch Piers again for old time's sake.
Yeah, as a palliative.
Yeah.
Be like
Right?
Queequeg. It's just like, I've managed to punch Piers Morgan. I'm now fine.
God, this
Should
Let
have
this
taken one for the team then.
insufferable wench ramble on for a little longer about.
Yeah, I could actually see Piers being
This
up
is
for
their-
that. Of all
Yeah,
things, if it was
yeah.
given the circumstances, I could actually see him actually eating crow enough and being humble enough to actually do that. Not me.
Oh,
not more
what are
than
you
once,
going
though.
to? Are you going to deny the man with cancer his
The
his
Make-A-Wish
Make-A-Wish?
Foundation.
Make-A-Wish to
I have
punch
one more wish, Piers. It's to
Piers.
punch you once again.
Piers Morgan gets ushered in to speak to a Make-A-Wish kid, and it's just Jeremy
It's just
Clarkson with that grin on his face
Clarkson.
and a comically large boxing glove with a horseshoe in it. He's there with a fucking space
Yeah.
marine power fist
Mhm.
bolted to his arm.
Jesus.
Well, if he gets in trouble with the law, it's like, well, I have cancer. I may as well go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Quite literally. So,
Just like last act on
Welcome.
Earth, just Superman punching Piers Morgan right in the teeth.
Why do people hate Piers? Context, please. Oh, Banana
He's a
Rabbit.
cunt. Done.
my
Oh,
God.
they.
yeah.
Where do I begin?
Listen
he's-
to him speak.
Listen to him speak. Like just
Universally
Yeah.
hated, no matter what part of the fucking
like I said, everybody
Oh,
on Earth wishes they could
Ron.
punch Piers Morgan. Like so-
even Professor Elemental thinks he's a cunt, and that he's a chap hop artist for fuck's sake. Knows how
Awful.
difficult it is to beef with Professor Elemental and not be Mr. B.
Dear God.
to
I'm trying to
tactic
think if
you
he's an
vote.
American counterpart.
Who is he? Because he's just a cunt. That is the best
Well,
way to
his
describe it.
American counterpart's
on-
Tucker Carlson, but Tucker Carlson's far more likable.
Yeah.
I would say he's more of a non-parodied Colbert.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, was
Yeah.
it Colbert who had something to say, or was it? Oh no. Who talked a bunch of shit? You know, because they're all doing this stuff, right? Now.
John Oliver.
It was John Oliver. Yes, yes, I do have that. I
Yeah.
don't. I
I'm-
always
I'm-
get nervous about playing those clips because they always,
so just-
always.
The copyright strike has been
Copyright them,
fucking
yes.
Yeah,
all
if
over
do
the
not
place.
even
Yeah.
touch him with the barge pole, it's not worth the effort.
No,
It's
but
just
what
gonna
he
shit
did.
down the fucking stream.
This is on the topic. It was Oliver.
Also, I have to say, as unlikable
We
as
got the point
Piers
from
Morgan
this.
is, I find James O'Brien far fucking worse.
Just James
Oh
O'Brien.
God, yeah.
Oh my God.
James
just-
O'Brien. Okay, everything I
If I
want.
saw him, I'd reckon. Oh,
I
that
can't say
what
for
bloke
legal
with the tie. That come from LBC. With the
Yeah.
mutant goblin face.
Yeah.
Oh
dog
yeah,
face.
yeah,
One who
Dog,
looks
Dog,
exact-
yes, yes.
The bloke who
I
looks
only, now I
exact-
can only remember
The guy
the
who looks
AA's
like
nicknames.
a IRL Bosma.
Yes,
Yeah.
The guy who looks like the Hobbs from Fable 1.
yes. So yes,
Yeah. Remember, AA said that he's sort of likable, and then one word later is like, no.
never mind. No,
no, he's
no, no.
insufferable.
What if James
Insufferable.
Corden was thin and somehow more of a cunt?
Well, James Corbin is like also he's universally
He's fat.
hated. Well, he is.
He's
Yeah.
also mean,
No
apparently.
way, is he? I hadn't noticed.
He's apparently exactly as much of a diva as you'd expect someone who's that fucking.
Oh no,
size
he's
still.
like
He's the only
infamous.
person I know from England that went to America and still looks exactly the fucking same.
Well, yeah, he went to the United States and just like thinking he was he was big shit essentially, and expected to be treated like royalty.
That's
It was
'cause he is.
bizarre. Well, I mean,
Just
he is
not
a
in the
big
same
shit. No,
sense.
he is a big shit. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Also, I fucking hate John Oliver and his fucking escaped fucking peep show character lifestyle.
Look, yeah,
he
just
lives.
look at his fucking expressions. Jesus. But what he did here, though, for whatever reason, is okay. Oh, yes, fascist, neo-Nazis, extremists, right? Oh no, Elon. Oh my, actually, I'm gonna play this little bit. I just want to play this little bit.
No, we are not getting shit canned over
No, I won't
this.
get shit.
We are not getting shit canned over this.
I won't get shit canned.
Do not press play.
I won't
No,
get shit canned
no,
over 3
don't do
seconds.
it.
Okay, I'll just tell you what it
No.
is then. Okay, I'll just tell you what it is then.
Just see what it
It's
is.
like Elon Musk is out here saying only Restore Britain can save Britain, and the crowd just goes boo. Like, it's so coordinated and it's so stupid and just yes, it's pantomime.
And here's
It's
the dame.
yes.
Don't these things literally have like a sign that says "Please
Yes.
clap"?
Yes.
Yes.
They're instructing the audience. So that means someone wrote down,
Basically
okay, I said Elon Musk.
Jeb Bush,
Please
Jeb
clap.
Bush kind of
Yes,
scenario.
I said the name Elon
Yeah.
Musk. That means it's your cue to boo because we all hate Elon Musk. It's just so pathetic. I'm like, who the fuck watches this shit? What he ends up doing is he just plays. He just plays like a large chunk of Rupert Lowe's announcement video, and then talk shit for a little bit. But like, he kind of just accidentally plays an ad in the middle of his whinging for it.
The thing of it is, all of these people have basically died off. Like late
Yeah.
night television
Oh,
is
yeah.
dead.
Yeah, no one wants to watch this.
You've mocked
And
the week's gone. This
no
one
one
direction.
gives a shit anymore.
No.
Yeah, they're alive in the same way that Biden is alive.
Yeah,
Let's face it,
Like barely breathing.
it's
Where
it's
is
essentially a
Pelosi, by the
weekly,
way?
slightly higher budget podcast.
Yes. I mean, that's all it is. Well, it's a daily podcast, I guess, but that's what with a massive budget where they just and a bunch of, because they have to pay a bunch of writers to come up with these scintillating jokes to make sure that they can tell the audience they need to
be shitheads. Are you familiar with the phrase "too many cooks spoil the broth"?
indeed.
You should maybe.
What are
apply
you
that
are you
and
referring to
fire
that
all
in
of the
terms
right
of
bullshit.
Restore or in terms of late night television?
The writers.
Oh, the writers. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were talking about Restore.
As we know from
No, the
30
writers.
Rock,
Because the writers are gay.
Well, that might apply to
the
Restore as
writers
well,
are
by the way.
literally
Shit.
doing shit just to fuck with people they don't like within their own office space, as 30 Rock taught
Yeah,
us.
basically.
Yeah.
So that's why you will get end up with shit like the fucking
nasty.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the Elon Musk SNL night.
Yeah. Nige also came out and he complained that it was because of the vote splitting. I couldn't listen to that Insufferable Woman anymore, but Nige did the same thing. When again, it quite literally wasn't a split vote.
Well, the Makerfield by-election was a dramatic, emphatic win for Andy Burnham, with a vote share that nobody could quite see coming.
No, you could have. I think you could have seen that coming, and maybe lying to yourselves and doing shit like that doesn't help.
In many ways, he's a...
I mean, like they didn't have the Restore
You will not-
internal numbers. that
You
were
will not
bullshit,
succeed in
but-
politics by being like your opponents just because they're more versed in the field of politics. You're fighting them on their own terms. They will pull you down
mean,
to
it's-
their level and they'll strangle you to death in the mud.
Look, it's overwhelmingly evident at this point because of all of the former Tory MPs that they brought on that reform is just the Conservatives. There is no functional difference in any way. So
Yeah.
this was
I mean,
all
they're
to be
called
expected.
Reform. They're reforming the Tories.
Yes. Of course, I mean, this is all to be expected, yeah.
Popular
It's actually a great name because it describes their entire politics in one go.
But I mean, they're barely, well, they are reshuffling. It should have been called reshuffle. There you go, you know.
Just as Boris Johnson was a very popular mayor in London just a few years ago. But what really happened here
Yeah,
is
and then
it
he
was
became a
vote
terrible
Burnham,
prime minister.
Get
Well, yeah, but
Starmer
There was a
out.
lot of it about.
Of course,
Mm-hmm.
was our campaign message leading up to the locals on the 7th of May. So we were slightly hoist with our own petard. As for the reform vote share, well, I thought we'd get 18,000 votes. We got just shy of 16, so I'm disappointed by that, no question about it. But I would say this, there's a couple of thousand...
So again,
votes-
they also lied to themselves, yeah. They, or I guess they had expectations that were above what they ended up being, but he's going to blame this on Restore, and I don't think that's accurate. I just don't think that the vote share was there in the first place. Also, it's all fake and gay.
there who would normally have gone out and voted Reform that voted Restore. And I would say directly to them, what do you want? We are the...
Oh, I got a list. I've got what do I want? I've got some ideas. doing things like, as I just said, hiring on, just becoming Tories too, is something you should not do on that list. Being serious about any of this, about actually doing something about, for example, the massive immigration issues and systematic rapes and cover-ups, but you have no interest in that. I mean, in particular, Nige and Reform have been pretty explicit that no, they don't really want to touch that. The only times they have gone back on any of that kind of stuff and said that they do care about the obvious racial politics and that are involved with immigration is when they've been dragged there by Restore, seemingly against their will. Because he said multiple times that it's unwinnable, it's untenable in politics. You just can't do it. You can't talk about remigration, and now he is.
The challenger party to the left in this country, and I would urge you to think again. I really, really would. In Scotland,
I like how he's
pleased
like
to come
dressed
second.
up in his business suit, and they've clearly just driven him to some
They
field.
well, it worked so well for Rupert Lowe, so we'll go drive you out into a field. Yeah,
Rupert Lowe is at least doing it on his own farm.
Yes,
This
he's
just looks so artificial.
it is bizarre. Yeah, because he's in a suit, it's all mic'd up. But it's like, yeah, it worked out really well for Lowe, so we'll just, anytime you make any statements now, because this is not the first time he's done this. Anytime you make any more statements now, Nige, you gotta go stand in a field to do it. Fucking ridiculous.
Second in Arbroath, but the Conservatives had a win in Aberdeen South. Well, good for them. There's an irony, though, that it was Jeremy Hunt's budget that destroyed investment in the North Sea. They've won, and I think what we'll see now is the Conservatives will have their pockets of strength around the country. But in the north of England, the Midlands, South Wales, many other areas, the Conservative vote now averages in by-election after by-election around about.
But that's because you're the Conservatives now. That's why. I mean, that's why that's happened. Nothing has changed. You just switched the name.
So Reform still is the big national party on the centre right. A disappointing morning, but we keep going.
Okay.
Well, the Makerfield
Whoops.
by-election.
God. All right. Oh, I don't remember what this was. So my note for it is God let this be true because it would be so funny. I think it's a rumor then.
I just love the idea that they're like going down the M4 or something. Just looking for the, like, pull over, little
pull over. It's a nice field. We'll just stop here. So, a Tory source predicts Nigel Farage will soon quit as Reform leader over the Makerfield by-election.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Whose arse did they pull that from?
I don't know. It would be really funny, though. We were watching the slow puncture of the Reform balloon. They had a 10-point lead over Labour in the polls and won every seat in Makerfield at the locals. But they have at least 3 by-elections. They have at the last, 3 by-elections. Reform have lost yet again. Farage is ducking press conferences to avoid answering questions about his £5 million crypto bung, which I didn't even hear about, to be honest. Yusuf is too chicken to stand as a candidate. It's now surely only a matter of time before tired Nigel picks up his ball and goes home, leaving a bunch of hopeless nobodies, to squabble over the remains of a turquoise travesty.
I'm sorry, but that's just not news. Like, it's a Tory source.
I know. A Tory source has said this, right? Oh, well, I know. That's why it's not even confirmed, by the way. It would just be funny if Nigel quit. He won't.
It's as real as Restore Britain's 250,000 figure in their grooming gang report.
Indeed. Well, yeah, indeed. It was really my mind. Now again, I think it probably is at least that, but in terms of where you've pulled that from, you know,
it could be.
It could be, but you have no evidence for it, right? In terms, I wish that you. Well, I don't wish any of it had happened, obviously. But if you're gonna write a report,
got it right.
I wish you got it right. Yes. So this stunt, this is another embarrassment. Just because it was poorly handled. So they put out this picture, right? So a victory for Reform is a victory for Allah. Of course, this is all just a stunt. However, I'm here with Patriots. Because he framed it and phrased it this way, this is just a stunt. I'm here with Patriots. The way that this, what everyone took from this is, so you bought a van and put Muslims for Reform on it and took a picture in front of it? Apparently not. Yeah. But that's not what actually happened. I mean, allegedly. No. It was just someone's van. They spotted it and decided to take a picture in front of it and post this. But you called it a stunt. This is, again, the PR issues. No such thing as Muslims for Reform. Van in Makerfield is a Restore stunt. That's what they're saying. That's what everyone took from it. And then they deleted the tweet, which made it look worse, right?
Is it not their own van that they've put the sign on? That's what I thought it was.
Rupert Lowe has
understand what's
denied
going on.
that. He said no, that it's not.
Okay.
It's not their van. They just saw the van. So van displaying Muslims who reform a stunt carried out by Restore Britain supporters. So, and then Lowe said, just to be clear, this had absolutely nothing to do with Restore Britain. I removed the post. Foolish behavior if someone has set this up, which we obviously condemn. Well,
Yeah,
no,
I think
for the foolish
Kai Stevens and
behavior.
young Bob might have done that.
I think young Bob might have done that. And is Rupert Lowe lying, or is he lied to? Has Bob lied to Rupert about this?
It's probably not sanctioned by Restore themselves, but
Yes.
the Zoomers involved are stupid enough to do this
Yeah.
sort of thing.
It is foolish behavior. It's a lot of foolish behavior, which is the problem. Like, even if it were, let's say, even if someone else did this, like there's a random person who hates reform, did this to a van, right? And they happen to see it and go, "Oh, that's pretty good. We'll go take a picture in front of that." Like that's their story apparently, right? That's their story of what happened here. They just saw it while they were canvassing and thought it, "Oh, great, that's perfect. We'll go take a picture in front of that." But even if that's the case, that is also foolish and stupid to do, you know? 'Cause it's not an official thing. So I don't know. No matter what, and this is the problem with all the Zoomers and stuff, they don't have any. They need to get someone to seriously, like a professional, for PR. You know,
Yeah.
because it's all over the
How
place.
do you explain to these people you're ultimately trying to appeal to boomers? Because
Well,
those
that
are the
too,
people
yeah.
that are most active, like when it comes to voting, not the young.
Yeah.
A concept that many people then don't quite get, but
Boils down to is that a lot of young people won't take politics seriously because they can't take it seriously because it's been so utterly ridiculous their whole lives. Then how else are they meant to react to it? There needs to be a major internal reform of how we approach
Unfortunate term.
politics. We can't let them
Grown-ups.
control the fucking whole lexicon now, can we?
Yeah. So this happened. A reporter approached Lowe and asked him some questions, and he got clearly quite pissed off at the guy. Now, and this is phrased also as in framed as Rupert Lowe's unhinged. He's a horrible person. Look at how aggressive he is. However, I'm kind of the opinion that journalists aren't human, so this was based. I don't know.
That's been historically the opinion of almost everyone in the
Yeah,
field.
so here it is.
He's a genuine, principled free speech advocate.
Is he too involved in you get
No, hang on. Before you start jumping around like a jack in the box, just listen for 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
You've made various accusations that are quite offensive and wrong. So
This man on the
why don't
right
you
made it to adulthood with all his teeth in his head.
Somehow.
Somewhere out there, a school bully hasn't done his fucking job.
Yeah. However, you'll see he moves in. Lowe gets really close to this guy.
What's up with fucking Paul Bearer in the background there?
yeah. Oh god, he does look a bit like Paul Bearer's expression.
Yeah.
listen for a couple of minutes?
I'm listening.
His platform is a
kebab
free
shop.
speech platform which actually allows those people who want to express
Looks like
freely
Paul Bearer and a bit of JR.
Yeah. There's a distinct, like, if Homer Simpson was from, like, Basingstoke vibe to him.
This is the Plum, this is the part of the stream where inevitably there's a conversation about how someone in the background typically looks
What's
like
up with
someone
British
else.
Wendigoon at the background?
Right, it's just-
Look above
Oh
fucking
my
Kiki
god!
Gammon.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. And what's the guy next to him?
Wonderbong.
No, it looks like the fuck, what's that guy? He does like the
He seems like a young Ian Hislop.
I'm more worried about why that
What's his
microphone
name?
right next to him looks like Karl Marx. Is there anything more journalistic than having Karl Marx in your microphone? Aradolia is kicking our asses all day today. But I'm not. Hang on. I think I went to school with the bloke on the left.
which left of
Well, he
what?
looks like
The Zoomer?
I went to a school with a bloke who looked just like that. That's fucking creepy.
I think everyone in this country's gone to school. with
Right,
like that.
though,
Yeah, but I'm overlooking the obvious, which is there's a hive mind of these fuckers kicking around the place.
You know, I met an actual like young Tory the other day.
Oh,
I didn't realize they were still alive.
I didn't know they existed. No, what the fuck?
Is Connor budding again?
Oh no. Oh, did I play that
You
clip?
just got to narrate his existence like he's just in like an endangered species. Because you should have.
Yes, I do have it. It's later. The clip of
Pull an ear, grab an ear each pull.
And over here, we see the young Tory out in the wilderness. Amazing that they still exist.
Yeah,
This is legit
highly
just a
endangered.
Harry Enfield and Chums joke. Like, just bring Tory boy back. He's still the
Oh.
exact same motherfucker he was back in the 90s.
The guy next to Wendigoon looks like the game theory dude. You know?
Matt Pat.
Matt Pat, yeah.
I felt
right?
I was getting more of a peanut butter gamer vibe.
Oh, maybe. We had to stop it with the cease. We already found Karl Marx. So.
Yeah, the microphone's what's fucking me up. If I'm honest.
To express what they think. His algorithms
What's still
don't
there? It's looking at me.
interrupt.
It is.
Like a fucking vermis.
He allows people to criticize himself on it, and he doesn't change the algorithm at all. So he's a highly principled.
Oh my god, I
very
just realized who he looks
successful,
like.
Probably the most.
Okay, wait, hold on. Tell me he doesn't look like an English version of Karl Kalinske.
Oh, a bit. Yeah, okay. Oh, let's see. Maestro Mark for 5 says, "Hey Aiden, did you get my DM about the right-wing super white pill?" I don't know if I did. I think I did. I did.
Unless it involves pikes, there's no such thing as a white.
I did. I will have to get back to you on that though. But I did see your DM. Yes. A rat Bartholomew Cheesington for.
I grifted a whole great executioner's sword.
Yeah.
Which I'm owed. I'm doing my part,
know.
okay?
Thank you, Maestro, by the way. Rat Bartholomew Cheesington for 2 says absolute gnome physiognomy. Oh no, I missed that. It was probably one of those women, I'm guessing. I don't know who, but there's a.
It could be fucking anyone.
It could be anyone. It could be
anyone.
Are you well bed? Am I well bed?
Successful entrepreneur the world's ever seen. Why can't
Just
you
look at how close he
celebrate
gets.
that? Do you think he's too involved in
jealous? Like,
Until again, is it Alistair who comes by here as well? It is. Again, it's Alistair who comes and pulls him away. Like, who is really in control of shit here? Watch
Look
this.
at the fucking physiognomy report on this fucking screen. It's like something out of Punch and Judy.
Do you think he's too involved in UK
I've got to
politics?
go.
What's
Yep.
up with this?
Quite.
I'm going to go around.
It literally gets pulled away. I mean, I guess he did have something to do, but it you know, was this cult of personality, much like Reform, by the way, and it is a problem. Like,
You need to learn to. If you respect someone, tell
No.
them when they're being a retard. This
Just
is the most important thing in life.
This was
I'm
just-
not good at it either.
Yeah.
But you need to try.
Well, this was what the Daily Mail said about it. They said the Makerfield campaign was unpleasant and all about Rupert Lowe, which is, I mean, that's what's going to happen though. Is that it is all based around him essentially. It is a cult of personality. And so-
Allow me to explain. You see, every single politician in the last 25 years in Britain has had an absolute shithead, and so therefore they will naturally gravitate toward one person and looks remotely wholesome and like he could potentially be from aristocratic backgrounds. The rest of them are all a bunch of shysters and can therefore fuck off.
Yeah, well, his name's
Basically that.
Rupert. You know, I mean, it is everything about it. Yes.
You only knew about that because I told you about
Well,
that.
you just, well, no, it was just pressing my mind because you mentioned it earlier today. What did you say exactly about it?
I call having the semi-aristocratic type head of your faction be called Rupert is a bit on the nose.
Yeah. That was just their claim. And I think that is the impression that it gives off. That it's him and a bunch of Zoomers who are not media trained, who keep doing stupid fucking shit, people who are unprofessional. And it's and one of the things that was unprofessional, as I mentioned before, was the overpromising. Yeah, I showed this clip earlier.
You cannot afford to be Peter Molyneux. Not the politics one, the game one.
Oh, yes. Yes, the game one, yes. That's Stefan Molyneux, the politics guy.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the identifying argument's not an argument. Oh, I hope this plays. This is them calling the election results, right? And speaking of Connor Tomlinson, yeah.
Calling everyone Molly meme, that's the problem.
Molly meme, yes.
Shepherd, Rebecca Lee, Restore Britain, 3,111.
Connor blue stealing.
His faces are not happy. I mean...
Wakefield.
I mean, don't buy your own
Oh, dear.
propaganda.
Connor's looking a bit...
Like himself.
Yeah.
What? Like
How
what?
can I put this politely? Did he like just trip and knock one of his chromosomes loose a little bit? Looking a bit
Holy
scuffed
shit,
there,
what the
Chief. Maybe
fuck?
it was a long stream. I don't know.
I think
He
it was
always
a long.
looks like that,
Yeah, he
though.
always looks. He looks. I don't
No,
see
I
anything
don't mean the fact that he's
unusual.
looked like he reproduces by like one person grabs one ear, one person grabs the other. They say Mazel Tov and pull, and he splits into two of himself. No, it's more just he's just looking a little bit. I don't know. He just looks like he looks hungover. To be perfectly honest,
I think it's been a very long stream. I think
I
it's
thought
what's
that
going
was the
on.
case. I was willing to extend the benefit of the doubt.
Because
but,
this is them reporting
yeah, I
on
feel
the
that.
outcomes, you know. So I think they'd been there a long
It was an
time.
empathic, bruh, not a accusatory bruh.
Oh God, what else?
I'm trying desperately to extract comedy from the show. I'm so trying so hard.
Speaking of a lot of the Zoomers involved with this, young Bob did get beat up.
For what, existing?
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing, but he got assaulted by a gang of nuns. It looks like Jesus Christ.
Homosexuals?
Why is there so many Koreans in this movie?
I mean, he got beat pretty fucking hard. Jesus.
For what?
Like being young Bob, I
Existing?
presume. Yeah. I mean, it's not gonna. Yeah, I presume. But yeah. And then this had also happened, which is the Daily Mail published an article totally, but they always are going to do this, smearing Angloid. So he made a statement about it. But I mean, they smeared him, they called him a, white supremacist, neo-Nazi shit. It's like, I can't, are we still doing this in the big 2-6? Really?
Yeah, what else does that have?
I guess. Who fucking
Anyone that
cares?
likes their own people is automatically a
Who
Nazi.
gives a fuck? I mean, again, I think that's like positive at this point. It's
Remind me, we need to watch the Black Gestapo for Kino Night. Sorry, I
Will
was
do.
remember that. Remind me. I'll never remember that. I've not got a pen.
Well, I'll write it down then. You could take it.
You have a legitimate memory issue.
I
Just
do?
Africana.
What do you? Oh, what was it? Okay.
Also, your computer never saves things, right?
Yeah, it does. It does on Notepad. Weirdly, it doesn't on Word, but Notepad works fine. I also have like 10,000 Notepad things up.
So the Daily Mail released this article yesterday.
Notepad isn't attached to anything, that's why.
Yeah.
Putting it at the front of their newspaper, website, and app with the cover image of me and the words neo-Nazi and white supremacist. I was surprised when this first came out, as they gave me no right to reply or heads up that they were about to release such a hit piece. There is no doubt that this article has been made to attack Restore Britain, seeing as there is a by-election in Makerfield this week, and Restore are doing well.
I mean, well,
The one attack- attacking Restore,
And look, and this is a couple days ago. This is the 15th, right?
completely attempted to wreck my life.
I'm doing things a little out of order because it made
Let's not
sense
be
to.
smug about shit that he didn't know about.
Oh, wait, no, but he was also, I'm sure, being told again their internal polling data or whatever that it was 20. I mean, the low 20s. That's what Dan said. So yeah, I'm sure. No, and I'm not trying to be smug about it. Look, I'm not particularly happy about this. I'm not happy about any of this. Obviously,
my life. Calling me a neo-Nazi and a white supremacist, which in this day and age is justification for people to attack you, and even in certain circumstances kill you, like they did to Charlie Kirk, is disgusting. This is one of the biggest media outlets in Britain. Millions of people would have seen this.
yeah, it's also they're Tories or so
Also,
they're
I
reform.
need to teach these people how to read a script like you're not reading a fucking script. Like, take some
It is a
acting
skill.
lessons so you don't sound so fucking lifeless. I mean,
Hey,
it doesn't
used
take
to
a rocket
teach
scientist
public
to know-
speaking.
I mean,
You're-
take a look at me. Like, I read my scripts. I don't sound like I'm reading a script.
A little bit.
Fucking,
I also know
no,
you
I
are,
know
so
it.
I mean, I don't know.
My method of speaking is already so stilted that I always sound like I'm reading off a script, so you can never tell.
I'm terrible. I've even got my biggest fan, Bobby, saying he's going to fund me voice lessons.
Oh no. Well, take him up on it. I mean, I don't
Do you
know.
ever listen to yourself when you record?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I would advise you do that more often until you actually like the sound of your own voice.
I fucking hate it.
Why
I
do you
hate
think
doing
I'm not
that.
in this business?
Yeah. Even though Bill, everybody likes your voice.
How, Bill? Like,
I know.
yeah.
Because you've got a
Also,
real
I don't
deep
have any
voice.
mirrors in my house. I hate to be reminded of my existence.
It is true though. He does hate mirrors.
I don't actually mind hearing my own voice because I've kind of
You
gotten
get used to it after a
But
while.
Yeah, but
you're
at first
forced
you're like,
to.
oh god.
Yeah, in the beginning it's terrible.
And then now when I read it, I'm like, oh my god, that sounds fantastic.
However, I would say, like, if you're reading a prepared statement and it's supposed to be very official and serious, it might be better actually to sound like you're reading a script, because you are, and it's like, I've prepared this statement about, in this
Dude, it
case,
sounds so fucking lifeless and dull.
isn't it supposed to though in these kinds of instances?
No.
I mean,
I'd
that's
rather
the
you
gist of
not
it.
sound like a robot.
You speaking of, you were roboting a little bit. Was it just me? Or
No, he is.
you've been cutting out a little bit at the end. If you're using if you're not using
Oh, actually, hold on.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. I can tell you why. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I can't. No, it's the same one.
no, you can't do anything about it.
If I had to hit another tech argument between you,
Let's hope not. I have a question,
I
by the way.
swear. Violence.
Blem, thank you for showing up like last minute, considering I bungled all this. So you're of course, like, if at any point you want to head out, feel free to. Because now those were the two major stories I wanted to cover. The other really major one
Time
is
for the slop grind.
well, no, the other major one is going to U.S. politics and talking about the Iran-Israel stuff, because
I'm actually interested in that because
it's so
well,
I'm
it's
not either. if
so
I'm being
many
honest.
Israeli people are losing their
That
fucking
part's
minds.
funny.
It's really funny.
That part's funny.
See, this is the thing. I was about the American politics. For as stupid as it is, it at least pisses the Jews off, which is always great. Because anything that makes Ben Shapiro lose his fucking mind makes me smile.
Yeah, they're not too pleased right
Morale
now.
is important.
However, there's the other
Yes.
bit of significant bit of British politics news too, is the social media ban for under 16s, which is so obviously I mean, not even pretending that it's for any reason other than propaganda purposes. Because at the same time, of course, they're trying to lower the age of voting to 16, so you just can't see any information from any kind of source that is deemed
Problematic.
unacceptable, or well, it's just not within the machine narrative. And at first, it was being reported that Blue Sky was not included in that. I can go to that, by the way, that stuff. Also, because I did want to talk about that too, because look at how, dude. All right, tell me it's not just me. I don't think I've ever seen Keir Starmer dressed like this. He looks like Jeb Bush.
This is his.
He looks like Maduro.
This is it. How do you do, fellow kids?
Yes.
That's what. Okay, that was my exact take on it. So yes.
Tried to go chav. He ended up looking like Maduro. It looks like he's about to be put in the back of a fucking van.
Yeah.
Here's his announcement.
Like, Keir Starmer, at the best of times, looks like he's about to be murdered for his wallet. Like, what now?
And he's sitting down to it is all very, how do you do, fellow kids? And they've totally lied about this stuff too in their point. It's like, oh well, the majority of parents wanted this. Apparently in the poll when they asked that question, there was no option to say no. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, polling is bullshit, as we found out with
of course.
Restore.
But it's like, well, look, we have to, because this is what the people want. So Vox Day, right? So we have to do is what the parents want. So except for they had no option to say they didn't want it. Here he is.
Every parent
Anyway,
wants the best.
I will head off.
Thank you for popping by.
Before I do,
yes.
Last thoughts on Restore.
Yes.
A few people are aware of the back and forth I've been having with AA.
Mhm.
I think I hope that he makes a response to my response to him. But as each day passes, it becomes more obvious that I'm right and AA, unfortunately, was wrong.
Oh no.
Anyway, cheerio.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, man. I'll just talk to you next week. Yes.
Yes. All right.
All right.
See you later.
Cheers. Bye. All right, we'll move on to more slop content. We've got the lovely slop, lovely slop.
For their kids. And that's what being a parent means. And for me, for my two kids, all I've ever wanted, hand on heart, is for them to be safe and for them to be happy.
Two things you
Well,
can
I
sure
don't
they
really-
will never be.
I don't really give a shit whatever the fuck he
You're
has
their
to say
father,
here.
so I don't really
Yeah.
think that's very viable.
This is just his announcement, and I immediately noticed, like, what the fuck are you wearing, dude? Because I don't think I've ever seen him outside of a suit, let alone addressing the nation And it has to be, because who would be interested in this? Who would be most interested in this? Obviously, children.
Chavs.
Well, children. I thought the answer was, but apparently chavs.
Anything worse than a rapist? A chav.
No.
I don't know why there was an old Mock the Week skit where they had this Danish comedian, I can't remember the lady's name now, and she was pretending to be the queen, and Hugh Dennis has to say what she really means, and she's like, "My most loyal and trusted subjects," and he just looks at the camera and goes, "Dear chavs." It just reminds me of that, because he looks like he's just appealing to just scumbags.
Yes.
Like, why don't you dress in this
again?
I've run out of drink, Billy. I have nothing to drink, and it's very hot, and I've had to talk about
Why does the Prime Minister look like an absolute shithead?
I mean, he is an absolute shithead. This might be better just to use this one. Although I really like this metal glass.
Shaker back.
Okay. Oh, you did give me the. You did make it in a shaker,
really
which is very
old
nice.
for
Thank you,
some
Bill.
reason.
That's true. It does make the eyes go further. Yeah, I mentioned I got this very nice cup for my birthday. Anyway, yeah, it looks fucking pathetic. How do you do, fellow kids? So there was being reported on at first that it would include that Blue Sky, the far leftist outlet, would not be part of this. It would be left out. That's not true. I don't know where that came from. I think it's because they didn't mention it explicitly in some statements about it. Because it clearly is going to include Twitter. You know, that's the big one. But here's the infographic to help make it explicit and clear. So YouTube banned, TikTok banned, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitter, and Blue Sky are all banned outright. If you are under 16, you cannot use these websites. I'll explain how this is going to go down. Because it's going to be
Everyone
on
is going to
companies.
get a VPN and say, fuck that.
VPNs will not help with this. They are forcing the companies
sure?
to. Yes. Yes. Now, by the way, they're going to get rid of VPNs for the adults, but this is going to happen at
I don't think that's going to happen.
It's going to vote next month, Spoon. In July.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I quite know how the internet works.
It's so funny.
Be people who bypass the shit because they always fucking do.
I'm so
like there's
glad you
no
said
amount
that.
of authoritarianism that will ever outsmart just a bunch of shitheads who don't like to be told.
I mean,
I can do
obviously.
this. Fuck you.
Obviously. And that is exactly what 4chan told Ofcom, by the way.
LBC has spoken to 4chan's lawyer, Preston Byrne, who's explained that he responded.
Good follow.
Sorry.
What?
Such an absurd
that 4chan has a lawyer?
I
Yeah,
spoke
follow
to
him on Twitter.
4chan's lawyer.
He's got
Yeah.
he's got really based legal takes. Follow him. He's a good follow on Twitter.
To the Ofcom fine with
he's
an
on
AI
Twitter?
image.
What? Yeah, he's on Twitter.
Twitter?
Yeah, follow him.
I
He's
didn't
based
know
as fuck.
that.
He's quite based. Check him out. Yeah.
Of a hamster, because he says all these written letters and fines are effectively worth nothing in the US. They're worth nothing.
Oh wait. Am I getting him confused with Kiwi Farms lawyer? Are they the same person? I think they might be the same person.
More than a hamster's bedding, because the US has a completely different set of laws under a completely different jurisdiction, and that its own freedom of speech laws very much trump those of the Online Safety Act.
4chan is based in the United States. The United States affords 4chan certain rights. Among those rights are a very robust right to freedom of speech. And what the UK is trying to do is to override 4chan's free speech rights in the United States. And bluntly, that's not something that 4chan has to consent to. And it declines to consent to it. And the UK isn't getting the memo that the United States has a different system and we do things in a different way.
Now, to be clear, Preston Burns...
I mean, it's ridiculous. How the fuck do you think you can try to get an American company to do this shit? They're not held onto any of the rules that you operate under. Now, of course...
You have no power here.
Yeah, the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
if people are accessing the site from the UK, there's nothing 4chan can do about that either, by the way. As long as it's a, website that is on the internet. Kizza for £5. Hey, welcome, Kizza. Says, your king has blessed the stream. Would the chat and host be so kind as to wish my oldest niece a happy birthday as she's turned 5 yesterday? Oh, happy birthday to your niece. God bless. Thank you, Kizza.
You really shouldn't be watching the show, young child.
Which I don't think she's watching. Kizza's just saying. You can clip that part, right?
says it's not Ofcom that's to blame for all of this, but rather Parliament, and more specifically the UK government, which he says has effectively set Ofcom up for a failure.
Well, yeah. This cannot be put into place. It can't work. You can't tell the United States, for example, how to run its internet. You can't tell China how to run its internet. If you want to do this,
they just might tell you to fuck off.
well, they tell you to fuck off. I mean, you do what you certainly say it. It's not going to have any effect. Now, what I suggested in the past when we talked about this months ago was what I think what the UK should do, if you actually, and every country potentially, if you actually really cared and gave a damn about young people being able to access naughty things, pornography, because that's the big one. It's like, oh, you just want kids to get groomed. You want kids to, because you have a problem with this. It's because you hate children's safety. No. Like, if you want to do that, do what China does. Create a firewall. Create a big fucking firewall and only allow certain things into your country. Right? That's the better way to do it than to, what this is going to be is, again, one, all the onus will be on companies to do this and to keep up with the standards. And that includes at the device level. So makers of phones. So anyone who makes a Samsung that makes Android phones, for example, I have a Samsung. It will be on Samsung to put device level restrictions. Yeah. I don't have a fucking Jesus Christ. Why? Unusual? Fuck that. I don't use Apple products, man. Well,
no.
Editing software.
Normally women.
When you say women, yeah,
tend to favor iPhones.
But Spoon, it's me.
And men prefer
Financial.
Android.
That's because it's a financial fucking like status symbol. That's pretty much what it boils down to.
But also, Spoon, it's me. What do you think of it?
Well, you're a guy, basically.
You've got a lot of masculine traits, you know what I mean? Give a shit about the woman's status symbol of the iPhone.
The gentleman of the class.
I'm
just
autistic,
changed
bro.
the look of Foyd.
I am a Foyd. I have many female characteristics, behaviors,
The
attitudes,
more you
and
think
things.
to yourself, I'm like a man, the further you are from it.
No, I'm not. I am not like a man in many ways. But with certain shit, it has more to do with the fact that I'm autistic than the fact that I'm a woman. I'm saying that autism overrides.
I don't think it's a guy trait.
No, it's not. Well, it is in that autism
You
is more common.
surround yourself
diagnosed
with
in that.
autistic people, so therefore you associate with
Well,
male traits.
autism is far more common in men than it is in women. But the behaviors, the way of behaving that autism induces in people is very masculine in some ways. Some parts of autism. Kizza, for another £5, says, I will not be lectured about child safety from the same people who voted against an inquiry on institutional noncery from these clumps of cells.
Yeah, that's a good point,
Yes.
actually.
Indeed. Yeah, the absurdity, right? Well, that's always been the absurdity. Of course, they don't give a shit about kids. This is all about propaganda. That's what it's about entirely. Well, I'll continue with this, with 4chan.
It's on the screen leading Britain's conversation.
Right.
It's not. They're not shy about it.
No, are they? Not even a little.
Parliament has given it an impossible task. That's on Parliament. That's not on Ofcom. I think that there's a fundamental misunderstanding in the United Kingdom about how the internet works. They really had high hopes for what.
There it is, Spoon. That's what you said. That they don't know how the internet works. From 4chan's lawyer, there's a fundamental misunderstanding of how the internet works.
The Online Safety Act was going to do, and they framed it as a global regulation. You know, if that's how they want to play it, they have to understand that in the United States, we don't necessarily have to consent to what the United Kingdom wants, particularly when our most cherished constitutional rights are involved.
I mean,
I will say he was very light-handed there.
But it's true. I don't think you understand how the internet works because it's not about any of that, right? This is obviously about controlling narratives. They are worried, they're scared about the internet and people's ability to and have mass communication through it, unregulated mass communication. So, again, included.
Somebody's asking me there, do I use Apple products? No, I don't.
I never have used them. I had a MacBook. When I went to college, my dad said, "Well, you're going to college, and college students have MacBooks, so I'll get you a MacBook." And I liked it. It was fine. I liked it quite a lot. I literally used it until it died 5 years later. I took it to the shop too, and they told me like, "Oh yeah, they're just not all the internal stuff is just dead now," which is unfortunate because I was very close to finishing a Dexter music video set to "Amazing" by Kanye West. I was so close.
You could not have gotten that out of me with a blowtorch. Once again, you brought shame to this household. I don't know why I expected anything else.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You know?
Bill, I would never do something so cringy.
Whoops. There we go. Hey, got it back. Oh, I also realized it's zoomed in a lot, isn't it? On some websites that's fine, on others it's not. I have to check OBS from time to time to see how that's looking. Okay. So, ones that are unknown, they don't know if they're gonna be banned. Is I did mention Blue Sky is on the list, but we don't know about Minecraft, Facebook Messenger, YouTube Kids. We do know about YouTube Kids, by the way. Now it's YouTube Kids is supposed to be fine, and Discord. Now, if this is about protecting children from getting groomed,
then
Discord should be at the top of the list.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Unless you're not really meant to have an account unless you're 13 or up. Anyway, that's with a fucking parental.
Well, you know, yes. And then no ban on WhatsApp, which is another way that kids get groomed. Now, I would say WhatsApp is also just a phone service. It's a texting service.
Yeah.
But another no ban, not planned for a ban, the second biggest platform on which children get groomed, Roblox. Now, I know Roblox is a game for kid. Oh, yeah. Oh, Spoon, it's been a massive scandal.
I did not know that.
Oh, it's been a massive scandal of all of this grooming and child predation that happens on Roblox. It's completely out of control. And then Signal, which is interesting that Signal's not included either, because that's how people. There's a lot of last time I checked, there's a bunch of like right-wing neo-Nazi fascist evil baddies on Signal, but whatever, I guess. I don't know. It goes to show that they don't give a fuck. They don't know what they're doing. They don't understand the internet.
I need to reinstall Signal.
Yeah. So will this mean cracking down on VPNs? I'll get to that more later, but that's next. That is next too. So this will be, you know, if you're an adult, well, you're going to have to hand your information over to people, but like it is at the device. Yeah, why is Pinterest not included? That's another one. It could apply to Pinterest. No, but it's not been specified. Not Pinterest.
I was gonna say I would lose my fucking mind. Why Pinterest? Fuck off.
Yeah.
I would get pissed off if someone told me I can't use Pinterest. This is a lot of my fucking thumbnails come from Pinterest.
The reason I think that they thought that Blue Sky, or there's miscommunicated that Blue Sky wasn't going to be included, is because in Australia's banned platforms list, Blue Sky is not included, nor is Tumblr, nor Telegram. Tumblr, extremely far left site. I didn't know people still use it. Blue Sky, extremely far left site. So these are all full of propaganda and pornography, right? Now, so is X, to be fair, but that's owned by Elon Musk. Can't control the narrative as well there. We have to worry about that one, that people might say things that are unapproved on X that they wouldn't say on... Right, that they wouldn't say on Tumblr. So YouTube Kids thing, apparently that's up in the air too, but as is Roblox. Well, no, apparently Roblox is not being banned. But again, if you actually gave a shit about kids getting groomed, which you clearly don't, given the behaviors of government officials, social workers, politicians on covering up the systematic rape of who knows how many. Who really knows? Because we don't have explicit information on that. Estimated 250,000 plus. If you give a fuck about kids, why are you worried about fucking Facebook? You know? What kid what is Facebook on this? It has to be.
Let's stop entertaining the idea that this is done for the reason stated.
Well, it obviously isn't. No.
I hate this entertaining of the blatant lie.
You're right.
Tony feeds to it.
You're right.
Must be taken seriously.
So, wait, is this the YouTube? YouTube has issued what they call a blistering response, which I don't find to be not in the ballpark of blistering. So, where's the YouTube response here? Yeah, we got some of this stuff. Where was it? Where was it on this page? Okay. Landmark governmental move, got that, yes. Where's the fucking YouTube response? In this article. Did you not include it? Because I read it on Twitter, and then I wanted to find an article for it, right?
Also, partly WhatsApp is the closest thing to Signal.
Is it?
UI-wise.
Yes.
It's similar.
I have only used Signal a little bit.
What about Telegram?
Telegram's not banned. Telegram is apparently banned in Australia, but it's not included on this list. No.
That's interesting. I would immediately go on Telegram because Telegram has really based shit.
Did they just Okay, here it is. A YouTube
What?
spokesperson Jay Stroll said, YouTube is a vital resource for young people, educators, and parents. Blanket bans push kids out of
Yes,
such
agreed.
curated, supervised, beneficial experiences and towards anonymous, less safe spaces. That actually might be partially true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because okay,
You're-
we
you're
can't use
pushing
all
them
these
into
things.
the
Let's
dark
go with
web,
some
quote unquote, right, you know?
bullshit niche one where it's
Yes.
put together in
Yes.
the fucking dark.
Yes. And I mean, I do think that that's accurate. On YouTube is heavily curated. It is heavily censored, for example. Now, there's fucked up shit on
Is
YouTube.
Rumble
Yes.
banned?
I don't think Rumble's been listed, but I think you know, or what about Kick? I don't know. Let's see. Have they mentioned Rumble and Kick?
Or Twitch.
That's a good point. Twitch. UK under 16 social media ban. Twitch. Let's check. Like I said at the fact sheet, right? Does it say what sites are included? I looked at this before. I don't think it actually says. This is the article we were just reading. I don't see Twitch. Oh, isn't that interesting? Twitch, massive leftist website in terms of the overarching politics that's displayed there. That's where Hassan Piker streams, for fuck's sake. And all his weird cronies. What else did you say? What was another one that Rumble?
Kick and Rumble.
Kick and Rumble. Ofcom strictly defines these platforms before inclusion will depend. No, I think Rumble's up in the air, which I guess also means that Kick is.
BitChute? No, I think BitChute's
Oh,
already
BitChute's,
banned.
yeah. It does include Kick. So it does include Kick. I think I did read that, yeah. But not Rumble, which is curious. And not Twitch. Twitch, which is also... Oh, wait, no. It directly targets... It does say here. Fuck. In addition to Kick, the ban directly targets Twitch, Reddit, which is hilarious, Facebook, and Snapchat. Okay, so that... It's a lot of things. That's why when people were saying, like, oh, Blue Sky's not included, I do think it's that it's a big fucking list.
All it will do will just trigger a equivalency site to pop up that uses the same UI and is basically fucking imperceptibly.
Well, again, the thing is that it's at the device level. So, the device is going to have to block these websites. Tech firms have 3 months to stop
Oh.
children seeing or sending explicit
it's at the
content.
device level.
Yes. So,
I'm not saying
mhm.
do this, but you can start getting, like custom UIs.
Yeah.
And
There's still ways
operating
around
systems.
this, which is why they're going after VPNs
Yeah.
next anyway.
Yeah, the way to go around that is to get a new operating system. It's basically like if someone just said, "Well, Microsoft was going to ban this," like, okay,
this-
then let's just
This
use
is the right
Linux.
article, isn't it? Yes. Device controls that prevent children from sending... so the government says Britain will become the first country in the world to stop children talking, sharing, viewing naked pictures on their devices. But from my understanding, they want companies like Samsung or whatever to put it onto the phones, and they're going to be in charge of it. But now there's also going to be onus of responsibility that's on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or whatever. They're all... It is complete and utter diffusion of responsibility onto all of these different companies.
This is going to make that Windows 7
Mm.
up build that they're working on really funny because that's not made in the UK.
Mm.
So it's just going to be a complete updated version of Windows 7 that works with modern software with none of the government fucking restrictions.
But
in
from my
place.
understanding, that's how it's supposed to work, is that it's going to be the device that if you're under 16, like the device is going to determine that you're not, and so then that's going to stop you from viewing the website. But then also, it's going to be on the websites that if an under 16 person tries to join the website, they have to try and keep them out. So it's supposed to be, I think, this is the best way I can understand this, I could be wrong, that both the device is supposed to keep them off, not to be able to access these websites, but then also, when they go to, say, sign up for, Twitter or whatever, then they have to upload the ID, upload your face. So now, every amount of information that you could possibly have is being distributed amongst all these websites, so any hope for privacy that you could ever possess is out the fucking window, because a hack is going to happen.
Punjib from fucking Hyderabad now has your eyeballs.
Right. Yaks for 10,000, is it won? I came to agree on governments regulating when it comes to banning porn, or at least putting a barrier after witnessing the aftermath of absolute free porn outside of my country, but UK way is retarded. Yeah, I agree, by the way. I mostly had agreed with that, is that I suggested putting in a firewall, putting in a national firewall. I think that would be somehow less authoritarian and less retarded than this shit, where it's like we need the cell phone manufacturers and we need all these companies to agree to do this our way and change their entire operating procedure in order to participate in our massive spying operation. So then again, VPNs are the next step in the social media ban. Young people will be blocked. Anyone who doesn't want to give over their information will be blocked from accessing sites like you need to stop framing it like this. Now, it's Metro UK, so of course they are, but it is anyone, under the guise of it being young people, it is anyone who doesn't want to upload their face to the internet.
I'm not a fan of that.
No. To use a website. We banned from accessing sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter from early 2027. Keir Starmer announced earlier this week.
Which, by the way, does affect some surrounding regions that are not part of Britain. But
we're not getting hit.
There are some sites where we get hit.
Really? I haven't noticed any.
Yeah. So you got one or two.
Hmm.
But there's a few that don't work in Guernsey, like to this day.
Hmm. They also bring up, because I forgot about this one, that who knows about AI chatbots. But what more is there to announce? Plenty, apparently, in March, the government launched a pilot program that ran alongside a hefty 3-month consultation on children's online safety. Involved 300 teenagers in all 4 nations of the UK being given one of 4 interventions to see how they handled it. One group had parents essentially mimic a full social media ban at home by using controls to block access to a variety of platforms. Second were limited to 1 hour a day. Then there was a group that had their social media access blocked, and they're just going to say that, look, blocking it, doing it at the device level, doing it at the website level is way better than expecting parents to do their fucking jobs, right? So where does the VPN thing? Yes, it says we will come back to VPNs in July. There it is.
So saying, we experience far better like rates of like discipline and better manners from the students where we put a political officer in their house. Who would threaten to beat them if they argued.
Weird that. By the way, I didn't even have this story tonight, but this is just fucking crazy. So a boy was thrown into a crocodile pit. And
I saw that.
Now here's the like already this is fucking insane. At a zoo, 30-year-old man, unidentified, arrested on suspicion of attempted murder of a 3-year-old boy, threw him into a crocodile pit, leaving the witnesses in tears. This man has been released. They questioned him. I don't know if it says it in this article, but I can tell you, I already know this. They questioned him, found that he was unfit to stand trial or to, be responsible for his actions. They just let him go. So he's back out in the streets.
I'm guessing he's brown.
Well, we don't know because he's not been identified.
We don't know if he was white.
But obviously he's brown. Yep. Obviously he's brown. There's no fucking way he's white. I mean, first of all, no, the child I think is okay, but still.
Yes, because
what's the race of the child?
Oh, I don't know.
They can't say because it's a minor, obviously.
Yes.
But now the important thing is the only reason that kid's okay is because if it's the same incident, the wife of the zookeeper literally dove in.
Yeah.
And had to pin one of them.
Fucking crazy. But yeah, of course it's a brown guy, because if he was white, we would know. And speaking of we would know, the Dundee trial has wrapped up. Brother and sister guilty of attacking girl in Dundee. So if you remember the
Jippos.
Well, yes, but I'm sure you remember the little girl with the knife and axe, right?
Yeah.
So they were found guilty. All of that media buzz about it is like, oh, she's the shit they said about those girls is that they were,
let's not give their words a fucking time of day.
Yes, that this was all made up and that they're delinquents. This never happened. Well, it did happen, and they've been found guilty for it. Man has been found guilty of making sexual remarks to a group of girls aged 12 and 14 in Dundee before grabbing and pushing one of them to the ground. And they're gypsies, yes. Ilya Belov, 22, claimed he confronted the girls after receiving abusive remarks and said he saw one of the girls with a knife in her waistband before the assault. His sister, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, previously admitted to assaulting a 13-year-old girl by seizing and pulling her hair, dragging her to the ground, and striking her on the head to injury during the incident. The pair will be sentenced on August 5th. Court heard that Belov said, "Hello, sexy, I'll show you a good time." Remember, one of the claims here, too, is that there was no way he was being weird. He was there with his sister. Well, she's a monster, too.
Both of whom had priors for
attacking children. Slavery. Yes. Yes. This looks like a gypsy grooming gang, right? That they were trying to get these girls involved in.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They'd attacked their older sister later on.
Yeah, yes. The girls called him a creep. He returned to confront them and called his sister, who arrived shortly after, and assaulted one of the girls.
The second you return to the site,
yes,
it's no
Just
longer
fuck off.
self-defense situation.
No, it's not self-defense. He claimed the children called him a migrant and used an expletive. Well, you are, and yes, you are a migrant, and also you are an expletive.
I guarantee you, there's no way those kids at that age are advanced enough to know the precise degree of untouchable fucking retard that you are, you cousin fucking mong.
Yep. I mean, Jesus, look at the fucking state of his sister. Fuck. He kind of looks like JonTron, but holy fuck. He's got a little JonTron's face.
No, he looks like Yandra Dev, but fat.
Oh god, he looks like, yeah, more like fat. I was gonna say ugly JonTron, but maybe fat. We're back to the he looks like this other person shit. It's inevitable.
Hey, you
just
give
the
me
way
shit
the stream works.
while I'm doing my fucking damnedest with this podcast.
I'm having a, well, I'm not, I wasn't having a good time earlier, but, you know, now, I'm not having a great time with this story either, but I'm very glad that these people have been fucking, you know, charged with this. That they've actually been sent, that they're actually gonna, they've been convicted. You know? The fucking stupidity that we had to pretend that, oh, no, of course not. It was obviously the little girls who were lying. And then there's shit like this, by the way, that people said about these girls. And I do want to, just so you don't forget, after this was published, where was this? A feminist, by the way, wrote this. Kathleen Stock said this about Lola and Ruby Moore. After a fundraiser is launched for the girls and receives 5 figures in donations, she sneers that this is rather a lot of money for young Lola and Ruby to spend on machetes and iron brew. Fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking heinous bitch.
Even if they were in the wrong, that is hilariously racist.
It is.
People.
I know. Coming from these people.
Like, if that was made, if that a joke to that caliber was made about literally anyone other than white races, they would be strung up.
Yes.
If I said like, oh, it's okay, they were out buying cane knives and fucking watermelon.
Yeah. Right? By the way, Muslims are the real victims
I think
of
the
all
most
this
absurd
crime.
thing about that is the fact that you said buying.
Look at this. Hamza Yusuf has said that Muslims are a target. They're the real victims as a result of this conviction.
Spoon.
They are. I wonder why.
Black people. I know of at least one example of a black person paying for their fruit. It was with a fake 20, and it caused some consternation down the line. But he at least tried to pay.
Sure did. I'm trying to get this.
This is before or after he swallowed the fentanyl.
Oh, he's an asthmatic. Shit, bless him. Hope he gets well soon.
Yeah, anytime now. I mean, he's been clean for years, right? Like
He's
that's
been getting gooder by the second.
he has been. So there we go. Is that better? All right. This what Scottish Daily Express is horribly fucking organized.
Man, it's having a rough time.
It really is. Do you see what I mean? At the time,
All the Bitcoin miners are just stumbling out of bed.
far-right racist mob told me migrants tried to. That's what he said at the time. I thought only migrants tried to sexually assault girls. Who would have thought the far-right were full of bullshit? Well, they were migrants. Where's the emergency Cobra meeting from the PM? Is he too busy trying to save his job to care? He said then later about it, right? Has been convicted, Bevlov. Where's the stuff about how the Muslims are the real victims on this? Hang on,
Well, they gave this shit with
Yes, they just said Muslims are now a target. Is that a yeah? Right, yes, this is what happens when you make Muslims a target. When you talk of Muslims and Islam as a problem that needs dealing with. Don't be surprised when people act on your rhetoric. Yeah.
Yeah, we were hoping so. That's kind of the point.
Yes.
Well, what he's talking about is that an imam's home was firebombed. Right? In
Oh no.
in Bolton.
First of all, what you doing there, Rabbi?
Yes.
Secondly, good.
Spoon, you know who I asked? I asked someone directly if that was them who did it.
Oh.
Yeah. So is this you? Anyway. So, speaking of absolute fucking bullshit from
Yeah, it looks like
statements,
it, doesn't it? Yeah.
statements from the fucking various parties and various groups of the UK governance. So, well, this was obviously in Ireland, but the guy who tried to behead someone last week won asylum under Rishi Sunak's. By the way, that's the Conservatives. His fast track scheme. That's how he got into the country in the first place. They don't even vet them. Belfast knife attack suspect was granted asylum in Britain under a controversial fast track scheme. Hadid Alodid was given permission to stay here after completing a 10-page Home Office questionnaire rather than undergoing the standard, far more rigorous face-to-face interview process. It prompted new calls to rethink the streamlined program set up when Rishi Sunak was Prime Minister as part of his pledge to clear a backlog of 92,000 asylum cases. Then Home Secretary
When you say
Suella...
clear backlog,
I mean,
basically that just means give them the green
It means
light.
just give it to them, yes. Yep. The scheme was dubbed a dangerous folly as asylum amnesty, an all but name, by UK Migration Watch, which campaigns for tougher border controls. 4 months later, so they said that in February, 4 months later, in June 2023, it was extended to Sudanese nationals, and Al-Adid was granted a 5-year refuge visa in September that
Why
year.
on earth would you have Sudanese people in
They're
your
not
fucking
fleeing
country?
from anything. Whoa, fucking jeez. I'm sorry, I got fucking jump scared by Suella Braverman. I mean, good God. Holy fuck.
Wow. That is not flattering.
Putting it mildly, no, it's not. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Yeah, well, this chart, yes. Oh, there's a different one. Asylum claims from Sudanese nationals. Grant rate previously was 95, 97. Now it's 90. Yeah. It used to be in the 80s, 50s. Look, all the way back in 2016. 2018, only 43% of Sudanese asylum seekers were allowed in. Now it's 94.4% as of 2025. Awesome. So that they can try to behead you in the street. Fucking insane. But again, this was the Tories who did this. And it is obvious they're going to have to... when Blam talked about smoothing things over, it's obvious they've got to do something about this. Because this is a watchdog organization in response to the attack in Belfast. Said that migration is a national security issue. This is the reality. Of course it is, but it's crazy when they have to start reporting on this. And I say have to, because the BBC has been forced to report on some of this stuff now. And they obviously don't want to. Discussing the impact of the UK's national security is absolutely legitimate after riots that followed a knife attack in Belfast. Jonathan Hall told the BBC, if you look at the state threats and people who have been willing to act as proxies or carry out attacks on behalf of Iran, interesting. I'm interested in the question of whether or not foreign nationality, particularly recent migrants, is becoming more relevant to the overall national security picture.
Anything to do with this?
You know why?
He's suggesting that this is just a vector for what?
Iran just wants you to fuck off.
Because Iran's at war with Israel, so they're the one that you can talk about, right?
Oh, it's fucking retarded.
So there's the statistics. This, by the way, should have been what a lot of that report was, but this watchdog group has done this. Foreign nationals made up 13% of convictions, 12.4% of those in prison in England and Wales in 2024. Now, by the way, that's the convictions, the ones they actually bothered to report, that actually convict, I mean. The share appears to be roughly similar to the share of non-citizens as a proportion of the population age 16 and up. However, they said the 12% estimate is from a survey that tends to undercount recent migrants and has not fully captured the unusually high levels of migration seen between 2021 and 2024. Obviously, on some level, the numbers will be higher, and they're much higher here, but like they are saying here that, yes, even when they're still fucking with the numbers, where they're not reporting this stuff, that you have to admit, and I know it looks like with the graphs, oh, well, the British nationals are way worse, right, than the foreign nationals. They also don't clock these. And you know what? They should be. It shouldn't be any of these, because they shouldn't be in the fucking country, if I'm being honest. But this watchdog group has said, yes, it actually is an issue. And the BBC has had to admit to some of this shit. Clearly against their will. So, right?
But they are trying to spin it to be like, oh
yes.
It's the Muslims, the ones
Yes.
at risk.
Yes.
It's always got to be about them.
This is from the Center for Migration Control. The BBC. Asylum seekers are more likely to commit crime. We first published our research last year on the link between open borders and crime. The BBC was silent. They have now been forced by reality, kicking and screaming, to report our findings and admit the link. I do just like watching them suffer, because you know that they're fucking furious about this, having to do it.
Between nationality and crime, well, the Ministry of Justice doesn't collect stats on the immigration status of those convicted of crimes, but it does collect data on nationality, at least as self-reported. In the year ending March 2026, the most common nationalities of people claiming asylum were Pakistani, Eritrean, Iranian, Afghan and Bangladeshi. Researcher Ben Brindle.
These people aren't, their countries aren't on fire. They're not on fire. They don't desperately need asylum to escape from a war.
So possibly Iran.
Well, except for Iran now, but you know what I mean.
from the Migration Observatory says there is an overlap between the most common asylum nationalities and higher offending rates, even if only a minority of asylum seekers will commit.
It doesn't matter. They have higher offending rates, obviously, even with all of the bullshit put in place to try to obscure this stuff.
And it doesn't matter if we do prosecute them because that's what they want. They want to live on the equivalent lap of luxury in a perfectly safe prison full of other Muslims.
Yeah. Well, then they can't rape girls, though.
He says we can see that countries where people tend to come to the UK from to claim asylum are more likely to commit crime.
Duh.
No
But
kidding.
thank you for fucking saying it. They'd literally be forced to.
We've only known this for, I don't know, all of
Ever.
human fucking history.
But BBC is also very upset that for some reason, for no reason whatsoever, trust hits a new low, research suggests. Research published on Tuesday suggests that public trust worldwide is at 37%, 3 points down from this time last year. In the UK, it's fallen by 5 points to 30%, 20 points lower than 10 years ago. Yes, it's literally just as boomers die, this number goes down, you know?
Yeah.
They talk about AI chatbots and some other shit, but of course it is. Because you lie constantly, you get forced to tell the truth. This is interesting though. I really struggled to. That's why I have to use an archive link because there was only one website that was reporting on this, which was interesting. Which is that there is this 1 in 1 out deal. Watch me not be able to get into it. If it doesn't go through, I have read. Yes, right with France. And okay, it's not going to work. My fucking archive link. I did read it earlier though. They're ending it. They're putting a limit on it. This is clearly happening, but I can only find this one article from the Times that's talking about it. However, my archive link now is not working. It was working earlier. Limits. You can see it right there. Home Office limits its 1 in 1 out migrant deal with France. I did want to look into it further, and I read the article because I was worried that that might happen. But yeah, there's a lot of articles about how they're actually going to extend it. But this is from from the last week or so. Apparently they're actually going to limit it. I don't know about that though. I can only find one source reporting on it. But you know what the real problem is? It's not migrants. It's not all of these brown rapists. It's actually Elon Musk. Obviously. It's Elon Musk. He's the real problem. Look at this. This has been a whole fucking just cavalcade of ugly ass bitches tonight, hasn't it?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yikes, yeah.
A violent knife attack by a Sudanese asylum seeker
this
in
is Australia,
Belfast
obviously,
on Monday led to a night of riots and vehicles set alight in the city. Video of the horrific knife attack, which we've chosen not to show, was posted online. Far-right agitators then shared the material using it to stoke racial tensions. And
so this is, by the way, the entire fucking story here is that, they even said it, we played it last week, it's like, we didn't want people to see that. Yeah, they just wanted to hide it. And so the real problem is Elon Musk tweeting about it. That's the real issue. It's not the fucking horrific crime. Again, far-right agitators, oh, scary, scary, scary. Not focusing on how fucking horrific it is that somebody got nearly beheaded in the street, a disabled man.
Push for violent retribution. The UK regulator has powers directing tech companies to remove...
They are violent! And so retribution must be violent as well. What do you expect? They're trying to kill people. They've raped who knows however many. Estimated 250,000 girls. And women. And boys. So yes, that it calls for violent retribution. What else?
Violent posts and control racially charged responses. But Elon Musk chose instead to double down on inciting rhetoric on his platform.
Stop trying to make him sound cool.
God. Yeah, I know. You're trying so hard to make Elon sound cool. Like, I saw some articles, there was an article recently talking about, called the Lotus Eaters, like, far-right extremist podcast. I'm like, well, that's great for their PR. And here's, of course, Zach Polanski, the Green Party candidate, saying to Elon Musk, "This man is a threat to our democracy." I don't have the soundboard up.
God.
I don't have the soundboard open to be like.
Fucking walls.
He said the word. He said the word. He said the democracy word. He said it. He backs violence and extremism. That's crazy coming from you. Blaming a group of people for the awful actions of an individual, which you do to white people constantly, leads us to a very dark place.
I will hear no more of this Hebrew
nonsense, and which he is.
Let's
by the
not
way.
give it the fucking light of day with
Yeah.
his fucking vandalized graveyard of a mouth.
Yeah, just it sure is. By the way, actually, this was also a thing is that what we have to really be worried about in the UK is Russia. Remember Russia? They tried to kill Keir Starmer. So the real threat is Russia. Now, did you hear about how Russia tried to tried to
No, because I'm not brain damaged.
because it didn't fucking happen. Because this is because who tried to set fire because who set fire to to Keir Starmer's car were his rent boys. And now
Well, because he didn't pay them.
yes, because he didn't pay them, and now the narrative is that well, that whole story it was promoted by Russian bots, so it was actually Russia doing it, and it's Russia's fault that you know about it. Once again, the problem is that you know about it. I really wish you hadn't seen that. I wish you hadn't seen that because it ruins our fucking narratives. This, by the way, is the rent boy conspiracy. Like, you know, over the Arson trial. This is it. These are the rent boys. They're the ones who set fire to his fucking car because he abused them and didn't pay them enough. Oh, what the fuck? Why did that just reset? Whatever.
Are you suggesting that he...
Say again. Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, that's kind of how that sounds.
You cut out,
Cut out
Spoon.
completely.
Yeah, we couldn't hear anything.
Are you suggesting that as if he abused them but paid them, it would have been fine?
Well, I mean, if
'Cause
they
that's
were into
kinda
that,
how
I
that
guess.
sounds.
Well, it's not really what I meant, but no. Well, I don't know. He abused them by not paying them. I think they were willing participants and adults, you know, but he's still gay. The defendants, young aspiring models, claimed that they were aggrieved rent boys.
Let's take that in stride and let's look at them.
Uh-huh.
Let's go back up.
Look at the one on the right. Oh my! Oh, look at the one in the middle.
Homeboy on the right seems. Homeboy on the right looks like looks like Total War Rome 1 Legionnaires.
Aspiring models.
Or he like
The one in the middle looks like James O'Keefe melted.
He looks like an ogre. Like, bro, what the? His nose. Holy shit! And then the one on the left is look how tiny his face is. Why is his face so tiny on his
Yeah.
head?
It looks like Superboy Prime masquerading as Charlie Kirk. Unfortunately,
I was about to say, yeah. I can
He does
see
look
the
a bit like
Charlie
Charlie
Kirk
Kirk.
he's got a bit of the Superboy like shit rebit like I don't know. I don't fucking know. Can't
Labour
do that.
Party MP underpays his employees. Yeah, exactly. Here's Keir Starmer's rent boys. I don't know if I call that one on the right a boy. Like that's an old ass
a
man.
rent gentleman. That's a gentleman. There we go.
Gentleman.
That looks like Steve Buscemi, unironically.
God, it does.
Oh,
How'd you do, fellow rent
But
boy?
so their claim is that they were his male prostitutes, his rent boys, right? And he wasn't
Which,
paying
by
them,
the
so
way,
they
it being a politician makes the left-hand side one really nefarious.
right. So the whole claim from the Labour Party now is that the fact that this went to trial and stuff. They did set fire to his car. They claim
Evil Connor.
and they a little bit. And they do claim that this is what it was. That's their claim, but we don't believe them, right? We don't believe sex workers. They're not valuable when they're claiming that they were underpaid or unpaid by Keir Starmer. So then, and in fact, the entire story, even though again, this is a real thing that happened, the car was set on fire, this did go to court, but the story itself is Russian propaganda. Excuse me? Make that make sense. These
Are any of these people Russian?
they're Ukrainian.
Oh, okay, so no.
No, they are Ukrainian though, and so the claim was that that just you knowing about the story is Russian propaganda.
We had some ukes settle over here, and one of them turned up shot in the back of the brain in a burned-out car.
Whoa.
Which is a remarkable amount of crime to bring to an island with one nation and about fucking 5 people.
Yeah.
But and I just learned that there are fates out there worse than that, like being paid to have sex with Keir Starmer.
I mean, yeah, Jesus Christ, like they deserve. I
Homeboy on the right, I don't care what the fuck money he asks for as recompense for the things he's gone through. But look
look
at
how
that
he's
man's face.
aged. He used to. He's like probably
Bang the politicians ain't bad, says Tim, like 18.
Yeah, I mean, he aged however old he was. He's aged precipitously from the encounter. Anyhow, let's move on to American politics for a bit.
Homeboy on the right looks like he's straight out of Come and See. Probably not the best choice of words.
Because we're going to stream again on Wednesday, or on next Tuesday. I don't know how much...
Why are we moving to Tuesday?
Because that's the only day we can get Harry and Blam to both be able to come on.
Yes, the one you guys will be flying solo.
Yes, that will just be the 4 of us. So Blam will be back on Tuesday and Harry Robinson will be here as well. And I'm sure we'll like talk more about UK politics, but I wanted to get into a little bit of the American stuff because it's just so the.
What you mean like Doctor Who shit?
Oh no, what? Oh, that Doctor Who's cancelled. Who gives a fuck? And Russell T Davies is a massive mincing homosexual who's in denial about it.
I saw some of his comments because watching Dispar's video.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fucking hell is this guy in entertainment? Jesus Christ, what an arrogant cunt.
I mean, I don't know if he was like that when he got into it, but I think being praised constantly will make you like that. And for some people, you know, they've got that natural ability to become an arrogant cunt, and then they get smoke blown up their ass.
I have an ego already. I have to fucking be careful of it.
Yeah, look, it can't happen to anyone who could not just anyone. If you did that too, they would inherently become an arrogant cunt. Like, it's not that you know, power corrupts. That stupid fucking quote, right? It's that.
Okay,
he was already
let's bring it around to an actual thing that might be worth even considering talking about. Who would you give the directorship of Doctor Who to?
I have no idea.
You can't just pick Henry Cavill. It's not his hyperfixation.
No, it's not his hyperfixation. I don't know who you'd give it to. Everybody in the industry fucking sucks, and it's all massive and nepotistic and incestuous. Particularly.
I don't know any English directors.
Yeah, particularly in Russell T Davies' case. Because he's also, like, I mean, the reason that he's killed Doctor Who, in large part, is because he also has his rent boy, Ncuti Gatwa, up there, just prancing about. And that's all that is.
Yeah.
Yes, because he's gay. And so is Russell T Davies, and he wants to have sex with Ncuti Gatwa.
It's queer and it's fun. Fuck off.
It's not. No, it's not. So, the U.S. and Iran have signed a memorandum of understanding in full. This is, like, we have been completely and utterly vindicated on our takes on this Iran situation that we made since the beginning. Right now, like,
everyone fucking knew that.
Well, I know, but no, not at the very beginning, at least. And then, like, over time, more people came over to it, and now it really is that meme where it's like, MAGA people don't even try to argue with you anymore. They just look at you like this. You know what I'm talking about? That meme. They just look at you.
Whilst thinking of ways to ruin your life.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they could do whatever. That's what the left does as well. That's what all lunatics do. But so here's look, this is a humiliation ritual on every level. This is America declaring defeat. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, if you in any way are convinced that this is something other than that, type it in the chat. But I don't know. I don't know how you'd spin this. So here's the conditions, or the points. The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran and their allies in the current war, by signing this MOU, declare the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon. That didn't last 12 hours, by the way, because Israel immediately attacked Lebanon. And undertake from now. Yes.
Hebrews are naturally, they're a more of a maternal people. They're like a very long-house people. That's why the second you tell them not to do something, they immediately have to turn around and fucking do it.
Yeah. Let's see. And undertake from now on not to initiate any war or any military operations against each other and refrain from the use of threat or force of violence. Okay, so it's a ceasefire, right? Final deal will confirm the permanent termination of the war on all fronts, including in Lebanon, and other provisions in this paragraph. The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran undertake to respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity. We have not done that so far. And to refrain from interfering in each other's internal affairs. You've done all of this in the past, so I don't trust you. I don't trust the United States.
Israel interferes in your ones all the fucking time.
And that too, yeah. The U.S. and Iran commit to negotiating and achieving a final deal in maximum 60 days, extendable with mutual consent. Immediately upon the signing of this MOU, the United States of America will begin the removal of its naval blockade and any disturbances and impediments against the Islamic Republic of Iran, and it will fully end the naval blockade within 30 days. So remember that, why it was so important that we had to blockade the Strait of Hormuz. That was so important. Well, that's done. That's over now.
That we don't need.
Yes, that we need it. Well, no, America said fuck you to Europe and everywhere else that actually buys more substantial amounts of oil through the Strait. Fuck you. Actually, why didn't you join our war? During this period, the traffic of vessels will be in proportion to the numbers of pre-war traffic being restored to Iran. The U.S. further undertakes to remove its forces from the proximity of the Republic within 30 days of the final deal. Upon the signing, Iran will make arrangements using its best efforts for the safe passage of commercial vessels with no charge for 60 days. However, after that, they can start charging. Traffic of commercial vessels will immediately start and consider any removal. Iran, let's say the military obstacles. This is just opening the strait. But
Basically
again,
temporary relief.
yes. The temporary relief, yes. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to how much money the U.S. is going to, which is right here, 0.6.
I think that's the reason why they're doing it temporarily, because they're going to get a slob of money from Uncle Sam.
Well, yes. The U.S. and Iran have mutually
Okay.
agreed with at least $300 billion for the reconstruction and economic development of Iran. So you won so bigly that there's still a Khamenei in
giving them
power
money.
that you didn't even manage to get rid of the family that's in charge.
And in whose name is the money a credit? It's Jews basically lending
Well,
money on.
Yeah. What has been done? What did you do? What did you do? You
successfully spent a bunch of munitions.
cost
to
enormous amounts of American
broker Israel's
lives.
next financial deal.
Several, not like people were guessing that it was hundreds, but several. It was like over a dozen Americans died, and several. I believe several hundred have been injured. So you cost Americans their well-being and lives. You cost a shit ton of taxpayer money. You destroyed the global economy for a couple of months so that you can then go back in. You didn't replace the regime. You didn't engage in regime change. Nothing has changed. Does it? You killed the elder Khamenei. Now his son's there.
You made America look massively
You made America
weaker,
look
militarily
incredibly
incompetent.
weak.
And you insist, and you
This makes it
you
us look weaker.
ensured that everyone in Iran is going to grow up fucking hating you guts, which ensures that this little Iran-Contra reboot keeps getting rebooted over and over again.
And now-
we can keep doing this every time Israel wants some cash.
Indeed. And now the American taxpayers are going to fork over $300 billion to pay for the war. To fix stuff.
Well done. It's very impressive.
And on top of that, the U.S. is going to terminate all sanctions against Iran. Like, for example, the IAEA sanctions. Remember that we're there to stop them from getting a nuclear weapon. They're 2 weeks away from getting a nuclear weapon and have been for the last 47 years. But now, all the sanctions that the U.S. previously had, that were in place, just like how the Strait was open, now those are being lifted. Isn't this about making sure that Iran doesn't get a nuclear weapon? Isn't that why we're over here doing this? No more sanctions.
Well, Iran wasn't making one.
I know, but
so-
I'm talking about their stupid fucking narratives as to why we were doing this.
I know.
Now, they do say Iran has reaffirmed it shall not procure or develop nuclear weapons. That has always been the deal.
What they had in the first place.
That's what
Yeah.
it already was. They said, okay, we're not doing that.
I think it's actually quite smarter that they did that, because they said rather than having a nuke, which is basically a don't fuck with us, but if
Yeah.
they do, you don't actually want to fire the fucking nuke. So the nuke is not really as effective. So instead of doing that, they spend a shitload of money on cheap missiles and drone warfare, so that when you actually fuck with them, they go, hey, look, here's some things we can actually use
Yes.
to defend ourselves. And that's actually done a lot of good for Iran's defense. Jeez, I wonder
And
why.
and as for the topic of nuclear enrichment, they're going to discuss it.
Yeah, they get to keep the enrichment material,
Yes.
as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. They get to maintain the status quo of their nuclear program, their energy program.
Yeah.
Are you winning? Are we winning?
Oh god. Well, Iran is. They're
In
looking
addition,
pretty
the United States
fancy right now.
undertakes to make fully available for use the frozen or restricted funds and assets of the Islamic Republic of Iran, which is an enormous amount of money, by the way. So they're just given the funds are back. The funds that we were holding ransom, essentially, they have access to again.
Now, here is the question.
This is it. How's it look? Does this feel like winning to you?
Everyone in complete debt to the Israelis for the foreseeable future, because the money's going to be directly borrowed from them. But
Should put it
what
side by
is
side with the Obama
what is the
deal,
kick
by
here?
the way.
What was bartered for? That was such
Oh,
a
wait,
necessity that
I'll
they
tell you
were
what it
willing to
is.
fucking concede all this.
So there can be all sorts of waffle. There can be all sorts of bullshit, right? There was 2 weeks of oil left. That's what it was. That's
Where?
actually why. There was 2 weeks. It was going to be an economic disaster. And that's why.
No, but where?
In the U.S. Here it is, right out of his mouth.
Also, we run out of reserves in about 4 weeks. You know, there are reserves
Of
all
4
over the
weeks.
world, and we would really run out. And there'll be a time when you wouldn't be able to get it. And you want to see Bedlam? Also, we run.
That's it.
Oh.
The U.S. oil
that's
reserves
the reason.
are going to run out in 4 weeks. The way that although prices have spiked all over the world, and including in the U.S., the reason why it hasn't gone up like way more than it already has is because the U.S. was relying on strategic oil reserves, which Biden depleted in part, by the way. But Trump didn't bother to restock. But they've run out. They thought they could go in and do this like Venezuela, in and out. That's what Bibi had been telling Trump.
Yeah, what happened to that whole like, oh, we can get Venezuela's oil? What happened to that? Oh yeah,
They need to be
fuck
refined.
all.
It's not gonna. It takes time to do that kind of stuff. It takes time to do that.
Oh yeah, we fucking knew that. I mean, we all fucking said
Right.
if Venezuela's oil was actually useful, then the
Yes,
country wouldn't
it's
be
too
in
crude.
fucking turmoil or broke.
Yes. So
Duh.
obviously, by the way, yes, go
Yes.
check out Arden's show. He showed it there in the chat. Go check it out. He's posted links to his Rumble and to his X. Yeah. So this is, I mean, in my opinion, this is why. What else? This is it. Like, the U.S. is about to run out of strategic oil reserves. And so, look, fucking little Marco in the background. He's like happy. Get fucked. That's why. And then there's this incredibly. Okay, sorry, real quick. I want to explain the differences between the U.S. deal or Trump's deal versus Obama's deal. So this is the 2015, the bad deal.
Okay.
The bad deal. Remember, Trump always went on Obama. He made a bad deal with Iran. It was a
Yours time, please.
terrible deal. It was, the 2015 deal was, Iran reaffirms it will never seek to develop or acquire nuclear weapons. A 15-year moratorium on uranium enrichment. Iran can enrich up to 3.67% during the moratorium. Routine nuclear inspections by the IAEA, and economic sanctions relief. Now, once again, Iran has reaffirmed, and the re part there is important because they already have, that they will not develop or procure nuclear weapons. Immediate end to military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon. That's already been broken. Well, by Israel, and they're the same country. They functionally work the same, in acting in concert. Strait of Hormuz reopens. We went over this. But this deal that Trump has made is so much better for Iran than the one that Obama made that he called terrible at the time. Right?
Yeah.
There it is. And it's just this. They also did it. I think this was intentional. I think this absolutely was intentional at where they chose to sign this agreement, because this is the end of the American empire. Or it's what it's supposed to symbolize. They had him sign this, obviously unfavorable to the US and favorable towards Iran, because we got to pay them now, treaty in Versailles. What other famous treaty was signed in Versailles as a massive public humiliation ritual to a country?
Oh, the Germans.
Yeah.
Evidently, we've not learned this little lesson, and we need to teach it again.
I mean, what the fuck? It has this kind of stuff isn't coincidental. It has to be. This is a humiliation ritual for the U.S. So even though the Israelis are seething, or crying and seething, actually they're very upset about this. At the same time, I think that, well, we have to get out of it. I think here's like I'm spitballing and I'm coming up with
I don't
fan
think
fiction.
Trump knows what that is, though.
I think it was Trump said, "Look, we've got 4 weeks of oil left. The American people will riot in the streets if they can't if gas goes up, by $5 a gallon overnight, right? They're like, obviously that's not tenable. If suddenly there's massive gas shortages, we can't do that. So I have to end this. I have to end it, or will destroy my entire. I mean, his reputation and his legacy is destroyed already, but it's totally over then. There will be riots in the street. So it was, I have to pull out. I'm just gonna do it, and I think the agreement was, all right. Well, then sign. It's gonna be a humiliation ritual. It's gonna be a massive public humiliation ritual where you have to surrender, just like the Germans did, and in the exact same way that the Germans did. So everyone's making fun of this, of course, because it. 1919 versus 2026. Same fucking shit, right? Same fucking shit. It's the same thing. And what does the Treaty of Versailles, what did that symbolize, and what was it? It was an incredibly unfair deal to Germany. Like, repulsively unfair deal for Germany. That was untenable, that destroyed their economy. that made that so that the
except after that,
Deutschmarks were
Germany took
worthless.
over the entire world.
Well, that was afterwards.
Or
After
was on
then
the
they got
verge
so
to.
pissed off. Yes, they had to. Yes.
So do you think America's gonna do the same thing?
I mean, hopefully, but I doubt it. Like, and now the thing is too is that the boomers don't know how to respond to this, right? Because Trump has worked them up
Good.
into a massive frenzy of like, yeah, we're gonna destroy Iran. We're gonna turn it into a glass car park. There won't be anybody left alive. Yeah, look, give the enemy nightmares. This says the Department of War. No hesitation, no mercy, overwhelming lethality. Readers added context. They thought people might want to know that the U.S. just gave the enemy $300 billion instead. Yeah, you did. You did just do that.
Yeah.
Well, how are the... Okay, again, I ask, what did we accomplish? Nothing. Besides to give Iran a bunch of money and aid. The strait's open again, and now they're going to charge a fee for it after 60 days. Guaranteed. Now you're...
Destroyed energy infrastructure and limited your own oil supply. Well done, you fucking retards.
Peter Doocy got one over on Trump here, by the way. Look at the fucking...
A wise man once said in January of 2020, Iran never won a war, but never lost a negotiation. That wise man.
Who said that?
Donald Trump.
Oh, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Oh.
Oh god, that's a good shot.
Fuck. Oh my god. Oh,
I don't know why Peter Doocy's on Fox. They're
Ugh.
usually pro. I don't know what the fucking hell is the point of that. Did
Eden,
he
you're
lose a bet
panicking too much?
to take Trump?
I'm not panicking. I'm saying this is a terrible look. It's a terrible look for Trump. It's a terrible
Why
look for the
is-
United
no
States.
one's
It makes us look
panicking? No one's panicking.
incredibly weak. There's no panicking going on.
And yeah.
And in
It's
fact,
just
all of
in
the
reality, yeah.
well, we were called panicans for the last 4 months or whatever, but we were right about all of it. We called it all. We called it on
You
point.
were called Panigans? Really?
Not us specifically, but people who had the exact same criticisms of this that we did is, oh, you're panicking. Trust the plan. There's your plan. You trusting it? You trust it? Is it going great? Look, the reality is Trump doesn't give a fuck. I think the only thing he might care about is protecting his little bit of reputation he's got left. He doesn't clearly care about the American people at this point. He didn't care. He went to war for Israel while the American economy floundered, right? Yeah, Ukraine be like, where's mine, right?
Is afraid to listen to everyday Americans when it comes to policy making on a
These
daily
people
basis.
built the country, not the complainers. The complainers didn't build the country. These people built the country, whether it's fishermen or farmers or anything else. Me, guys like me, they built the country.
He built it.
I watch all these ingrates. They're always complaining.
Ingrates.
They didn't build anything. They couldn't build anything.
Ingrates. You complain about this stuff, about the fact that he's gone into this pointless fucking war for Israel. You're an ingrate. You're a peasant. Now, what they wanted to do with this was to have J.D. Vance take the fall for all of it. But J.D. Vance is... I don't know exactly if Vance did what he did afterwards, where he just denounced Israel. No, he did it in a very soft way, because of course it has to be. And understand, I think they want Vance to be the guy next, obviously, right? Because he is a Peter Thiel project. This guy was invented in a lab by Peter Thiel.
You should never trust someone who marries an Indian.
Yeah, well, he defended the U.S.-Iran deal in the White House briefing. Vance brushed aside a question about whether Trump had positioned him as a fall guy. I think the president, because Trump said that. Trump said explicitly, I'm going to blame it on J.D. Vance, right? Which is here.
This way, if it works out, I'm going to take the credit. If it doesn't work out, I'm blaming JD. You better be careful, JD. He's going to turn his plane around and get the hell out of here. Yeah, I like that idea. I think it's a good idea.
I mean, sure, he's sort of joking. What I do think part of it was to actually lay the blame on Vance.
Remember,
if it
it's
doesn't
not,
go
it's
well.
calm and neutral if you tell them that you're about to scam them.
Yeah.
But you pretend like it's going to be like
Right?
a jokey thing.
But then Vance comes out and criticizes Israel. Now, it's tepid criticism, but there is some legitimate stuff in here that he said. He said one of the things that he talked about in the speech. It's over an hour long, so we're not going to watch it, obviously, but he said, essentially, you got to stop attacking random countries all around you. You have to stop doing that immediately. He gave them a warning about it. Within 12 hours, again, today, they were bombing Lebanon. issued a stark warning to the Israeli government to get on board with Trump's controversial agreement with Iran, suggesting Israel has alienated much of the globe. In fact, he said, yes. If I was in cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have left anywhere else in the world. Which is true. The US is Israel's, not its greatest ally, but its only ally at this point. And so, yeah, Vance came out, he said all kinds of shit, his comparisons to the Obama deal and stuff. But now, if you notice, the MAGA, like the Zogbot right, you know, they're furious at Vance. They're like, take out Vance. He's, in that sense, has become the fall guy, which is it happening? I don't know. Is he being used as the fall guy here? Successfully. We'll see. The boomers, they're going to be very angry at JD for criticizing their favorite country on earth. It's certainly not America, by the way.
But yeah, you've seen people in their system, Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, who've attacked the deal. And I guess my response to them would be, what is your exact...
If you don't remember who Ben-Gvir is, he's that heinous monstrosity who just laughs at people suffering constantly. He's actually evil personified. That's Ben-Gvir. Like, he is too extreme for even like the extreme elements of Israeli politics in many ways. He's been banned from France,
Israeli
I think.
Karl Rove.
Yeah, yeah.
Proposal. And, you know, you're a country of 9 million people. You can't just kill your way out of solving every single national security problem that you have. Look at what...
So this is why they're furious at Vance, right? Yes, I can. Why can't I just kill more innocent civilians? Of course I can kill my way out of any fucking problem, but Vance has been saying a bunch of shit kind of like this, so.
I would give to some of those cabinet members. Bibi, to his credit, has not gone down this path, but to some of these cabinet members in Israel who are attacking the President of the United States, the other thing
he's again talking about people like Ben-Gvir.
I would say is that over the last 3 months, 2/3 of the defensive weapons that have protected your homeland have been built by American hands and paid for by American tax dollars. The problem for Israel is not Donald J. Trump. And anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation that country is in.
Which is that, yes, you do not have any other allies. You don't. I mean, and you've really pissed off the American people in a unique way. And you've made them start to notice the very strange relationship that the United States has with Israel and question it. So why do we have this really weird parasitic relationship? Or Israel has a very weird parasitic relationship with us. It is very odd. No one else would put up with it. And yeah, I mean, it's bizarre for Vance to come out and say this stuff. Then he comes out and says, like, Iran has the right to defend itself. Which is also just, what is going on with JD Vance? I think this is all very orchestrated and planned out, you know?
Seems to be the only sane man in the room.
Well, they are certainly making him out to be the only sane man in the room. Trump's gone insane. Yeah, Trump's gone mad.
An Indian.
Yeah, well, yeah, but this is why I actually think they're setting up JD Vance next, because they know this has been disastrous. Trump will be the actual fall guy because it is his fault, but don't get it twisted.
There's nothing beneficial to getting him in the try and get him another term.
Yes, because JD Vance is a Peter Thiel project, so of course they want him next. Maestro Mark for 10 says JD seems even better on issues than Trump. Thiel doesn't care about racism and wants to crack down on criminals who will be nons disproportionately. Why not vote for Vance in 2028? Peter Thiel also has a weird relationship with that little country in the Middle East, and Peter Thiel wants to fucking. If you don't like the stuff that I was talking about earlier in terms of the digital ID system that's being implemented in the UK, Thiel wants to do that on steroids, you know? Also, yeah. I think Peter Thiel's the Antichrist. He thinks he's the Antichrist, by the way. I think. He talks about the Antichrist a lot. Oh, this is so impossible to hear. So you have to read the subtitles, unfortunately.
All the president said yesterday is that...
What are you talking about? This is very hard to hear. He said, well, yeah, Iran, because Trump said, yeah, they can have some missiles. And that's what Trump said. JD Vance reiterates it. Yeah, they can have some missiles. I thought the whole problem was that Iran can't have any of these weapons because they're a dangerous terrorist state. Now, sure, of course they can have some missiles.
So we'll be working on a parallel effort with the Gulf nations to address non-nuclear issues such as the conventional ballistic missiles, which we'll be talking about, and support. I mean, they have to have some because other people have some. You got to have some. Somebody said they should.
What the fucking 180 on this shit from just a couple months ago? Of no, they're this
terrorist regime, and you're giving them money and weaponry. Doesn't that mean
then you're
funding terrorism?
Well, the United States has done that plenty of times throughout history. Yeah. Plenty of, yes. Ben Gvir is the Lindsey Graham of Israel, if anyone wants a comparison. Indeed, Velocify. Yeah, I think
Peter
that is a good
Thiel
comparison.
looks like a NPC from Dishonored to come to life.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god, he does.
He does.
He looks like a somehow more evil Gary Lineker.
A little bit. Trump also minorly criticized Israel, but look at how tepid he is, how cautious and tiptoeing he is about saying this.
And you'll see that when you see the agreement, but it's appropriate that we release the agreement. And we did send a copy to Israel, by the way. They've been a good partner. Again, I think they could do better.
They could do better. They could do. They've been a great partner, but they could do a little better.
Israel really is like the little kid from the Twilight Zone who can send you the cornfield.
Yeah, or something, right?
With respect to Hezbollah.
Oh, you shit talk me. You're going to the train station.
With respect to Hezbollah, yeah.
I'm not saying they shouldn't protect themselves. I'm saying when 2 drones are shot into the desert and drop harmlessly, you don't have to knock down buildings in Beirut.
Yeah. Good point, actually. You don't have to, oh, there's some drones fell in the desert. Now we have to conquer Lebanon. We gotta blow it up, you know.
They could behave better. And frankly, they could do a better job. I
love
them as a partner. They were
yes, we
terrific,
know.
But they could do a much better job with Hezbollah. On that, I don't think they're doing well.
Since they can stop funding it.
This is so pathetic, though. Like, he has to couch every single statement with, "Oh, I love them. I love Israel. They're the best. They're a great partner. But maybe you shouldn't just keep fucking bombing Lebanon." It's clearly laid out that Iran was not going to come to the table, was not going to agree to anything unless Lebanon was in that agreement, because it's very explicit. Do not attack Lebanon. The Israelis did it within 12 bloody hours.
Bad for Lebanon. Lebanon's been, it was a great culture. They had the professors, the doctors, the lawyers. It was an incredible culture, maybe the highest in the Middle East for years and years, centuries. And for
remember all the shit they were talking about Iranians being like disgusting, backwards, rape ape culture, essentially. Yeah, remember that? Oh, no, now they're great.
Last 50, 60 years, they have been just trashed. They have been living in hell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thanks to who?
Thanks to who? Who did that? Who did that? Who did that? Who? Key. It was the CIA.
Didn't even hold out long enough for us to get another couple of 300 comics.
Yeah.
Which is usually what crops up whenever we get one of the Iran Contras, Frank Miller rolls over in bed, does a line of coke, and then we get a bunch more sweaty men with spears.
So here's the Jewish response, by the way. Yes. Here's the Jewish response from Ryan Aviv Fagan of the Times of Israel.
Oy vey.
His name is Fagan. Are we fucking shitting me?
J.D. Vance is telling Jews exactly where we stand. It's not fair. You can't tell us what to do. Is the hubris, the audacity of these motherfuckers. There's a particular chill that runs through Jewish history when powerful men decide anti-Semitism is not worth confronting. It's not always shouted, often it's shrugged off, minimized, waved away as inconvenient or distracting, and when the Vice President of the United States joins that tradition, calmly, casually, almost bored, that show sharpens into something fuck off. I just want to tell you, I want to give you an example of this is the kind of shit.
Making J.D. Vance unbased.
No, I told you.
He's not based. Also, he's not hot. I'm just going to throw that out there. Every time that motherfucker gets brought up, like if there are women present, it becomes this weird fucking cavalcade of just doesn't even bear thinking about. He looks like one of the fucking puppets from Puppet Master.
So just
let himself go.
He does look like a puppet. He really does look like a dummy, like
he's got like that TerraVision jaw.
Yeah. But again, they're having this freak out.
Like Captain Scarlet character.
They're having this massive freak out. Look at this whole fucking seething article because you were told, no, it's enough. We tried. You said that we could topple Iran in a week, in a day, like we did with Venezuela. That was a lie. We can't keep doing it because we've run out of oil. But apparently, just being told no makes them victims. This is dangerous. It's dangerous anti-Semitism to say no. No, we cannot keep doing this war for you. You know? But that's anti-Semitic, apparently. And they're seething about it all over the place.
I'm reminded of Boondocks when they reintroduced the concept of beating your kids.
Oh my god. I say this is because, look, James Lindsay, you know, Zogbot in chief, the goodest of Goyim.
St. Michael, strongest soldier.
Yes, the goodest of Goyim has come out to say a serious problem Trump faces now is that many, many people feel deeply betrayed by him. Yeah, because he did betray them, especially people who support Israel. Oh, wait, never mind. So it's not the people who he actually did betray. It's the people who support Israel. The only thing James Lindsay cares about. Betrayal is an emotional experience, not a logical one. It can't be fixed by logic, and its damage is usually never undone. Isn't this astonishing? Just like how telling it is.
Betrayal isn't a logical one. What the fucking hell? You can identify the betrayal using logic. I mean, what the fucking hell are you talking about?
Well, he's saying you can't
Not a
expect
feeling.
you can't expect Israelis to act logically in response to this horrible betrayal of
James
them.
Lindsay writes like a fucking fan fiction writer from the early
He
2000s.
does. Yeah. However, isn't it astonishing? The betrayal was not Trump breaking his promise of no new wars, of basically saying fuck you to the American people. It's not continuing to fuck over the American people for Israel. That's the betrayal. Fucking, oh my god, occupied as fuck. And by the way, Netanyahu has said it's not over. It's not over. It's not. No, it's not. It's not ending. It's still going on. You know, is this an Israeli? Yeah, it is. Okay, so he said the struggle is not over yet. There are more challenges ahead, just as we restored security and prosperity to the Gaza envelope. Oh my god. So we will restore security and prosperity to the northern settlements. That requires maintaining the security zone in southern Lebanon. This requires we do not leave there as long as Israel's security requires it. And what did they do? Immediately just went right back to bombing Lebanon. 47 kills 47 as Israel says 4 soldiers of their own were killed by Hezbollah. Struck 80 targets linked to the Iran-backed armed group, of course. That, you know, make sure you remember that, so that you still stay angry at Iran. Hezbollah has killed dozens of its members. Strikes come a day after the U.S. and Iran signed a deal aimed at ending the conflict in the Middle East. And
Hezbollah always seems to be primed and ready to violate whatever needs to be violated to give Israel an excuse.
They've already killed 47 people and wounded another 97 in these airstrikes. But now, yeah, in total. They just immediately went back. And then the next day, what was really weird, was very strange, the next day, they signed a ceasefire with Lebanon. So they always do this, though, by the way. They always do this. This is Israel's modus operandi. They'll go and bomb the shit out of a country like Lebanon, typically Lebanon recently, and then they immediately go, ceasefire. Don't retaliate. We have a ceasefire, we're at peace, right? Then they just go right back to doing
the waters, basically.
Yes, and then they just go right back to doing it again. This is, again, like, and as a result of this...
That's actually how they conduct politics, funnily enough.
Yes, and as a result of this...
They crowd in pain as they strike you.
Yeah, well, Israel and Hezbollah agreed to halt fighting, officials say, as U.S.-Iran talks hang in the balance. So that's as of today. So they've said, oh, well, we'll stop, because it's obviously going to fuck up this deal. And they were told explicitly, over and over, it was a key element of the MOU, or the agreement, right? It was, you have to stop fucking attacking Lebanon, and Israel goes immediately back and attacks Lebanon. I'm thinking Trump did call Bibi furious, being like, can you fucking wait? Can you wait a little bit? Do you not do it immediately? Fucking ink isn't even dry before you go back to fucking up this deal. The strait's not open yet. We're still in the process of doing it. And yet, no, they can't help themselves. Truly, truly fucking insane people. Now, some other news I don't really care about, but it is in the U.S. realm, which is that Carmelo Anthony got 35 years. His family chimped out. Blacks have protested very peacefully about it. By the way, they're now also saying that they're completely penniless. The thing about the Carmelo Anthony trial, we didn't cover it much because we did talk about when it first happened. The trial has been going on recently. That was the case of Austin Metcalf, where he was just sitting at a school sporting event, and this black guy, Carmelo Anthony, just... Huh?
Seen some of the reactions from black conservatives with this shit? Oh my fucking
No,
God.
how have they been reacting? Are they chimping?
Are you aware of the song?
No.
There is legit a fucking
I saw this.
Hold on, I can give you some. Give me 1 second.
I'll play this while you're looking for it. So this is a black guy showed up
There
to,
it is.
to outside of the court, or I guess there are protests going on because blacks are furious that a black guy who killed a white guy in cold blood for no fucking reason is going to prison. So this guy showed up with a White Lives Matter sign. This dude.
Africa, I'm blacker than all of you. By far, actually. So you're
Oh, this one's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Born in Africa. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. Black people are not exclusive to America. They're from all over the world.
Oh, God.
All over the world.
Hang on. Oh, no. Ah! Fuck, there's a giant bug up here. Oh, it's one of those huge, hideous things I hate. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
Hang on, folks.
Sorry.
Down.
No, Spoon, they're huge and I hate them. And it
Who
always...
cares?
It scared me. I think it flew over on this side. I hate these bugs. Sorry. Oh,
They
no,
want
it's
to
over here.
avoid
Oh, God.
you.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Not these. They fly right towards you. You have a shoe or something. Bill, I think it... Oh, my God. It's right... Sorry, it's perched right next to me.
A crane fly.
A crane fly. Yes, I hate these.
You absolute
Yes.
nonsense.
I hate them. Hang on. Can you kill it? Kill it.
God, you're such a girl.
Yes, I had a woman moment. Yes, I had a woman moment.
They
Okay.
basically weigh less than a gram.
But they fly. They get all in my face. And I hate them. They're icky. Okay.
Ugh.
Yes. Sorry. I closed Element. Sorry. I realized that was helping. Or that was happening.
I thought that was something actually like nefarious,
No,
like
I
a
was
June
getting
bug or something.
No, I was getting notifications on Element. Sorry.
Maybug to us in the Anglosphere.
Anyway. Oh my God. Sorry. I continue.
I went up there with the kukri expecting something with an actual carapace.
It was huge. It was massive. It's enormous. It was
The crane
big,
fly.
scary,
It was
icky
less than
bug.
a fucking like.
It was
It
flitting around
weighs
me.
next to
It
nothing.
was flitting around me, and I don't.
They don't
It
even
was
have teeth.
violent. Look, it violated the NAP.
Exactly.
It violated the NAP. It had to die.
It's
Okay.
the only thing I know of more fragile than you are.
Anyway, so speaking of fragility, is
True
that
spirit animal.
yeah, these black guys are just absolutely fucking like furious at him, and immediately resort to threats of violence. You're not black.
How much blacker do they want him to be? He looks
Threaten
like
to kill
Warren
him.
Not Too Mad.
Threaten to kill him.
Say. He said I'm gonna do this to you. What does that mean? Huh? I'm from.
But by the way, so that was the
Do you
kind
want
of
some
that was
more
the trivia I
fatigue?
saw. What did you see, Spin? What was did you post some other?
It's in Discord.
Yes, got it. Oh, I did see this. I meant to get it, but I couldn't find it. Wait, oh, the song. I didn't see that.
I just need to do a video on that.
We are reaching levels of fatigue we didn't.
I mean,
think
it
were
is. It
possible.
is. I'm tired over this. Yeah, this woman. Yeah.
Teach our children to keep their hands to themselves because
is
potentially
Hotep, is this the
a
clip?
black person might stab you.
Yes.
Don't you think that's a good lesson to teach your children?
It's a good lesson, Hotep, if you're trying to perpetuate the worst stereotypes that people out there say in terms of what to do when you're around.
Was it a stereotype if it's true? I mean, that is what it's just. You have to let us stab you. You have to
cook.
let us and get away with it.
And look,
certain demographics.
I'm
If it
pretty
already
sure if we
exists-
look at social media, that stereotype already exists. Elon pushes it every day, so let's not act like I'm making it up.
Hang on.
Well, no, you're
What,
not.
What's Hotep Jesus' fucking profile picture?
Huh? I don't know. On here.
Oh, there's a. But isn't this that fucking weirdo that uploaded like CP to fucking Twitter with his own watermark bolted onto it like a
No,
news story?
no.
no.
There was some other fucking. It was some other weirdo like pseudo.
No, Hotep Jesus is
right-wing-
cool. No, he's
Okay, he's the cool. There's another one like here that has the same
none of the
bandana, so it
Discord
threw me
was
off.
fucking up.
Is he not? Usually he's been
No.
cool. Is he?
Again, if you would shut the
Cut a
fuck
black
up and let
spot.
the whole clip
Okay,
play,
let's let it play. Let's let it play. Because normally, wow, they really can't help themselves. Then, all right.
Not making it up. You're perpetuating it. With
Yes,
what
I
you just
am,
said.
because
What
that's
you
how
should-
we
what you
operate.
should be-
Oh my god.
Well, who's the we?
Black people. We have a fuck around and find out policy. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Keep your hands to yourself because we might hurt you. That is evident, and we are not apologetic about that.
Well, then you go to prison.
So you are admitting you are genetically predisposed to violence.
Yes, and then
Thank you for admitting that, and George Wallace was correct.
And so it was absolutely correct for this. What do you just?
I mean,
First of all,
I can't really talk. I propose basically that exact same viewpoint for white people. So
Yeah,
I'm
but-
not
but-
really, I don't really want to chime in on this particular.
But
one.
Austin Metcalf didn't do anything. As like that's the he was just
Also,
sitting
he
there.
doesn't- Also, he doesn't think Austin Metcalf was stabbed.
Oh my! So he's completely delusional.
That is
No,
a
no, play the previous
stereotype.
clip.
What?
Oh.
There's 2 clips I sent you.
Oh,
The other
oh,
one, he
sorry, I
usually
missed
says
that. Yeah, I missed it. There we go. I'll play this first then. Okay, or
That's the one that made me just go, "What the fuck?"
what? Yeah, he's been decent on some shit. I'm kind of surprised. Well, not. No, never mind. I'm not surprised at all. What the fuck am I saying? No, of course. It always goes back to my tribe good, your tribe bad. Always, which, by the way, is how everybody is, and we should accept as a good thing. Because yes, my tribe. Well, one, yeah, I look out for first. And white people are the only group that's not allowed to act like this. However, it's crazy just to be like, yeah, we are irrational and violent, and you should expect this to happen if you quote unquote fuck with us. Yeah, we're gonna fucking kill you, but I'm guessing is the rest of that like, yeah, but you can't punish us for doing it? Cause fucking A.
It's bigger than Carmelo Anthony. This shit ain't even hardly about Carmelo Anthony. It has never been about Carmelo Anthony. Not for the woke right and not for me.
Oh my god.
That just happens to be the battleground. That's what people don't understand about this whole situation. Everybody's focused on Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. You know what's happening right now? Red Whites is being exposed for the racists that they are. They're being exposed for the dishonest people that they are. The race conversation's being shaken up, and the truth is coming to the surface. And emotions are being
So you're
riled up.
taking your
Mostly
terminology pointers
created
from
by the elites to get us
illustrious, like,
arguing
patron of the show,
over some
Yeah.
bullshit. But what I'm
Dim
not gonna
Jimbo.
do
Dude, I don't. This is so
is
insufferable.
allow the red whites to just drag the likeness of a black man across the internet.
He fucking just stabbed a guy. He stabbed a guy for no reason. He's going to jail for 35
whilst
years.
I appreciate that Shysters
Not
die
even
on
like
hills,
life.
I wish you'd pick better ones. You know, you want some scenery whilst we watch you fucking bleed
I mean,
out.
this is insufferable, dude.
Not gonna do it. When it was the guy that Daniel Penny killed, man, you could have that.
It's like a
I'll stand
fucking
with
Marlon
Daniel Penny.
Wayans character come to life.
When it was the black guy that got shot by Rittenhouse, you could have that. I don't fuck with them fucking leftists. Fuck him. When it was George Floyd, the fentanyl addict, I ain't defending him.
Daniel,
I'm not defending.
Rittenhouse didn't shoot any black people. You
No.
fucking moron.
So he's even incorrect. Rittenhouse didn't kill any black people. It's
black,
crazy.
of course
He's
he's wrong.
still fucking. But they still believe that clearly. The fuck.
Stop trying to make Carl more cool than he is. He's really not that cool. He's kind of a dork.
I mean, the fact that again, I must bring it every time. Shot a pedophile in the dick. Shot a wife or spousal abuser in the hand, and shot a it was an adulterer in the heart. That's the aim of Jesus Christ
the
himself right
bicep
there.
off of a thief.
Yes, oh right, it was right. Well, he was a thief and an abuser, wasn't it? Or no, it was an adulterer and abuser in the heart, and then the thief in the hand. Yes, that was it. Yeah, I got
No,
it.
nonce, head and crotch.
Yes.
Wife beater in the heart. Thief in the bicep.
That was it. Yeah.
So to grip things.
Yeah.
In him. But when I see a black kid being approached in Texas by a bunch of white boys that's bigger than them, and he's terrified for his life,
He literally he brought a weapon to a sporting event, and then walked into their tent.
Hold on.
They don't even know if he stabbed him. That's
Oh
how
my God.
terrible the defense was.
Oh my God.
And I was supposed to sit back and just say
Idiot.
nothing with my platform. That's the point of having a platform. The point of having a platform
Okay, you can
is to
stop
be.
there. Like, dude, the guy's dead.
Yeah. He's
What the
dead.
fuck are you talking about? Like, are you?
How was he not stabbed? How did this happen then? How is he dead if he wasn't stabbed?
Also, how's this guy spitting so
Defense was
hard into his
terrible
microphone? It gets past the pop filter.
He doesn't have a pop filter. Well, I guess he does. He's got
Also-
a little fuzzy thing on
foam
top.
one,
Yeah. Foam ones.
Yeah, also, the reason why the defense was so fucking terrible is because there's murder, you fucking moron.
Yeah, they don't have to establish that he's dead and he's been stabbed.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't-
Didn't fucking despawn.
what the fuck? Like they don't have to belabor
So
that
there's a lot of
point.
witness testimony that he was the aggressive one.
Yes,
Also,
because he clearly was.
please stop this fucking crap. If a black kid is surrounded by a bunch of white boys, his life is not in fucking danger, statistically speaking. The other way around, yes, very much so.
Yeah.
That's just a fucking reality. Says you because you're a fucking asshole.
Scud
And
said
your
he.
entire group of people is fucking psychopathically violent, as you just admitted to not a couple of
Yes,
minutes ago.
just yes. Scud X in the chat said he was a crip in a blood tent. You moon cricket.
I'm tired of throwing up blood. Throw up crip there.
Throw crip.
Also, I saw someone edited a Sailor Moon image to have them throwing up gang signs, and I was really quite tickled by that. Or like when they edit fucking Sailor Moon characters into fucking.
Oh
like,
yes,
Wu-Tang.
yes. Yes, I got actually we got through everything pretty much. So I got a couple little things here. We'll cover the Carmelo stuff for another case or another couple minutes. But they now, by the way, they raised. Was there anything more in this one, or is it just him saying? I mean, I think I got it. Oh, yes, we are violent and ignorant and can't control ourselves. Holy shit, man! Yeah. I mean, we can't even prove he's been stabbed apparently. Besides the fact that he's dead by stab wound. What? That's absolute insanity. So they raised how much money was it? It was like $633,000, nearly $634,000. And to give Sendo.
I like how they put him in like the Roots
yes,
vest.
your name is Toby. Your master gave you a nice name. Oh my god, they really did. Really? No, is this prison attire? I guess.
Yeah, this is prison attire, but it doesn't make it look any less like Roots.
Maestro Mark for 20 says, I disagree with you. Black Americans shouldn't be racially tribal. We should be loyal and thankful to America and accept our place in the country. I'm disproportionately more likely to be killed by another black guy anyway. I mean, that is true. And in that sense, American blacks absolutely should do that rather than be constantly adversarial. But everybody is tribal to a certain extent is more what I meant by that. And instead, the only group that's not allowed to be is whites. And then when we do it, horrible racist Nazi blah 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 kind of shit. You always get
Well,
right.
you just got to do what I do. Just be so hilariously extreme in my stance that I don't even get publicity. Like no one even as if like they're looking directly at me and their brain is like failing to register.
They can't comprehend that level of racism. But
I don't trust people from the south of the island.
Yes, Bill's racist against people from his own fucking 5-kilometer wide island.
Bastards.
He hates them.
He
doesn't want to go down.
Aliens.
He doesn't want to go down there. Because it's full of swarthy tort of aliens.
There were roots growing through the fucking road and forest. Parish, fuck that.
So apparently they're penniless now. They don't have any money.
They're broke.
They're broke. Yeah. Oh my god, my voice cracked. They're broke.
These motherfuckers were
penniless.
Rich
They're
beforehand,
destitute.
and now they're broke.
They described him specifically: penniless, destitute, indigent person, too poor to employ counsel to represent me on the appeal. What happened to the $684,000? This is fucking disgusting. I mean, his family was chimping. His family were chimping out at the scene like this, right? Racist. That's racist.
You have the magic word.
Oh my god.
I could not. Even in Hitler's wildest wet dreams, could he dream up propaganda like this?
Yeah, I know. They bought a mansion with it and a bunch of cars. So they have done the Chappelle Show sketch bit where it's like, oh, finally blacks are getting reparations. And then all they do with it is immediately go spend it on fried chicken and FUBU and shit, and design like a bunch of expensive diamond jewelry.
I can't wait to see like someone bring up this still image of her with those dumbass earrings
with her big
that
hoops,
dumbass fucking like looks like an Adidas Applebee's uniform. I guarantee you, these fucking things like this shirt $3,000,
almost assuredly,
like some fucking yee shit.
Yeah, the Escalades are expensive. I know. Says Temperwolf. Yeah,
I guarantee like fucking chrome hearts, like black fucking heart earrings or some gay bullshit, like fucking. $3,000.
In her mind, that racist, prejudice, whatever, it is a magic word to them. That you can just shout that and you get what you want. That's what she's like. Wait, I didn't get what I want. I didn't get what I wanted. So let me just keep trying to shout my magic word.
Continuing in the trend of odd background events, what's with the really fat black lady in the background with a tessellated shirt?
I don't know, but it is.
Just how rarely I get to use the term tessellated. Good lord, she looks like a fucking screensaver.
She does. She does. Holy fuck. I speaking of racist Nazis, this is another one, is that this Maine Senate candidate, who's a Democrat, this has come up before, that he's got this fucking Totenkopf tattoo, and he was like, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. He did know what it was. He absolutely knew what it was.
Explanation
The
about
idea
the
that
tattoo.
he
She
didn't
said-
is far funnier.
Like, that he just I mean, that would have been hilarious.
No.
But of course,
no.
oh no,
Of
I'm
course, if I
actually...
get paid tens of thousands of dollars a month to fucking be a politician, maybe I should get this fucking lasered off.
Right.
But he hasn't had it lasered off yet.
No, he
Says
hasn't.
something.
Plattner referred to the image as My Totenkopf. That's a reference to the skull and crossbones
called it
emblem
by
used
word-
by
by
Nazi
name.
SS units.
Brother, you could.
He called it a Totenkopf. He said my Totenkopf, meaning that he knows what the fuck it is.
Is it my Totenkopf or mine?
Right. And then in response, the Babylon BB got very offended, and all of a sudden tweets this out, which is very funny. Now remember, the Babylon
They
B.
do kind of go hard though.
The Babylon
kind of be tough.
Remember, the Babylon B is supposed to be a right-wing outlet, right? Very offended by that one.
No, they're cooking. They're cooking. Let them cook. Let them cook. This is kind of tough. I like this. I like this a lot. Maine, you are the whitest state. You're the least diverse state. You're also the happiest. Think about that for a second.
Excuse me, make sure
Have you seen the sequel to this? Where it's him and a Jewish guy like shouting Jew at each other like it's a fucking Dragon Ball Z fight? It's fantastic.
Oh my god, that's a bit gay.
No, this is tough. I love
Well, this is
I
the
really like this.
the Israeli
scythe,
flag.
the
That's gay.
swastika.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty
that
based.
gay fucking.
Yeah.
This is fucking lit. Yeah, I like
that's
this.
pretty
Hell
good.
did I just come back to? Maine has a great state flag.
I was saying,
Oh,
like,
don't worry
it
about it.
do be tough.
The Babylon B is which is supposedly a
Absolutely
right-wing
being
outlet,
based.
is very upset. Did you? Oh, I said Babylon BB. Yeah.
Like the juxtaposition of, you know what it is? It's the same color scheme as the American naval flag, which is based on the old original draft the Dutch made of the American flag.
I called them that because the Babylon B
Nice
is
dark blue, like
yes.
nice bright
Yes.
reds, like yeah. Fucking,
the Babylon B is absurdly pro-Jew and pro-Israel. So yes,
they got bought out by the Clintons.
However, Agartha is rising because Trump has apparently met with representatives from Agartha recently. They put these pictures up and then took them down. I don't know if this was just a meme. I think it must have been. It's clearly like an AI image or something.
I saw someone say that this was the Norwegian Royal Guard, and it was all like that. I was like, no, the Norwegian Royal Guard wears black and green, and is universally people who look like they live in the mountains.
They look like
in the
fucking
snow.
elves.
They look like Elric of Melna Benet.
or the Wraith from Stargate Atlantis, you know? It's
these,
one
these motherfuckers. Like, okay, I get it. Hellboy 2 was the only actually good one, but still, come on.
Yeah.
No,
He also showed
Has
up.
some amazing genes, though. Has some stern phenotype, that is.
Why don't they posted this and then took it down?
Targaryen.
Yeah, like you know, it's like
we didn't get shit canned over this music.
Probably not. Now everything's AI, so you know, Nordic
That's actually the beauty of
gray.
it, is
Yes.
AI should be there for people who are poor and need some background music.
I mean, I guess
Hi,
they.
Art Boys.
I couldn't re-find them. I went to go look for them today because there were a bunch of Agartha edits of this, but I couldn't find any decent ones. There were a bunch of videos and stuff people made of it, but oh well. Of the Agartha edits, I got two. Couple,
The Melniboneans aren't going to be real. There's already one weirdo fucking. Oh, you know, I was about to make a crack about Israel versus Melnibone as like despotic, fucking horrible cultures. Fuck it, Bucky's on screen. That's basically the same fucking genre.
Also, Trump showed up in Baki. Now, I think there might be a tendency. Well, I mean, there's Obama. He's been in it before, though. There might be a tendency to think like, oh, they made fun of Trump, so the Baki creator must be woke or whatever. No, he just hates Americans because he's like a Japanese nationalist, which is very
he's
based
ultra
nationalist. So
my favorite thing is that the guy who makes Bucky, his daughter makes Beastars. So it's like all the really Tumblr types,
Yes.
and it's like all, and it's like, oh, I wonder what her dad does. Oh, Bucky edit.
yeah, here's the
We have,
here's the moment of the meeting between Trump and the world's most dangerous creature. It's not
the most dangerous creature on earth.
it's
Also
not
known
man.
as the pinnacle of violence.
The pinnacle of violence. Yeah.
Which is a thing I call basically half of the shit I refer to these days.
Here is the pinnacle of violence.
Everyone's favorite Tekken character.
Yeah. Yes. Really zoom in on the speedo.
The spirit of battle in its purest form.
What's up?
3 minutes is all you've got.
That's an Albert Weskerism.
His account continued. I may have wet myself, but I'm quick to react in times like this. I had memorized the oath overnight, just in case, and I shouted it out perfectly, word for word, as I'd been instructed.
There it is.
This happens to every single president.
Yes, yes,
It is
it is not
a
just
rite of passage for a president, and you are not a true president
yes.
unless you get a Baki. And
unless you have shown up in Baki, yes.
If I recall correctly, Biden doesn't have one.
No, I don't think he does. He's like, he's the only recent
doesn't.
president who hasn't shown up in Baki because he's too
does
boring.
Not have the Yujiro Hanma seal of approval.
No, does not have the Yujiro Hanma. That's what the big muscly guy. Now that's, to be fair, it's everyone in Baki, but
Baki is perhaps the most spoon code anime I've ever seen.
It really is. It really is. I don't want to belabor this too much, but like, oh no, this is funny. This is a different story. SPLC bosses funneled 1.2 million to her lover in neo-Nazi group. Pair even had a joint bank account.
Have
this
you seen
woman.
his quotation?
No, what's his? What's his?
If I recall correctly, he basically says, "Yes, I noticed that heifer Heidi Belrick," and just goes on to basically do a bunch of apologia. It wasn't even apologia. He was like, "Nah, I don't care." It can't. And he poured in a storm.
I guess, but really, this port? Really? This one? Her?
Some fucker really is hate fucking, I don't know.
No, she's Jewish, I presume, because she works for the SPLC. But,
They had a joint bank account. She must have been doing something right.
Well, she gave him $1.2 million.
That'll do.
Sugar mama, indeed. She gave this fucking bitch.
My God, she's as white as the fucking chair.
God, she's built like a frog.
She's built like a frog. She gave these guys, this is the National Alliance, and it wasn't one of these guys, but gave their group.
The only people who glow harder than the
yes,
clan.
this glowy group, or maybe that's it. They were just sharing money about each other, you know? Like...
They look like really powerful Mormons more than the actual Nazi. Like, this is what, if you like, if you gave a Mormon enough rare candies, they'd look like this.
Yeah. Oh,
let me have some words with you about our Lord and Savior.
Yes, a National Alliance, of course, founded by William Pierce. He never got back his copy of Hearts of Iron.
Symbol, like the lighting here, it do kind of be tough.
This is the people she gave $1.2 million.
Shades,
I'm not sure about the shades, brother. No, I don't know about that.
You went for right to censor.
No, go over the top there.
Huh? With the
Back
girl?
to him.
Oh.
No, the top, the first picture.
The very first
He looks
one.
like one of the characters in fucking Deus Ex.
Wait, which? With the yes, yeah. Warning, warning, old men. Yeah, exactly. He does. He looks like the original Deus Ex.
He works for UNATCO.
Yeah, it's UNATCO. He works for UNATCO. Yeah. No, savage.
Hang on. Look at the really mincing punk rock like skinhead in the
Oh
background.
yeah, look, he's like, he's checking him out because of course these organizations are full of homosexuals.
That's a girl.
Hang
Is
on,
it?
Look right behind. That might be a woman actually.
Yeah, it might actually.
Look behind that. There's like a Giga Hebrew with like the tassel haircut
Or
and
is
the
that?
shade.
Yeah. What the fuck? I wish I could.
There's a
believe
lot going on in this
there
fucking
sure-
image.
There really is.
Is that an old dude in like a business casual suit with an eye patch under his armpit?
For a second, I thought it was sitting on my screen.
The dude with the Jewish locks looks like fucking Mouse from the Matrix.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on here.
Yeah,
My racism is augmented. What a shame. My racism is augmented. It's so fucking good. Oh my god, thank you. Who said that? I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. Goibniu. Very good. Yes, there's racism is indeed augmented.
That is probably the best
Oh.
of years.
Oh
Like,
my
racism
god,
is augmented.
it's so funny though that this
outstanding.
happened. Like why? You gave them $1.2 million, you dumb fat bitch. Oh, I love it. Speaking of dumb fat bitches,
Almost
though,
putting in work. I'm just saying.
this is insane. I looked this up. So this is the woman who flashed Charlie Kirk rather infamously. She went to some, public speaking thing, and just took her nipple out. She asked him a question,
Okay,
and while he
look
was
at her
answering,
face. Look at how she's like froze. She's like locked every muscle in her
Uh-huh.
face in a position and like just wedged it in place so she doesn't laugh.
Yeah.
Or like
well,
fucking yell. So to me, this looks like a fucking like Gmod edit. It's like her because I can see how like rigid her face has been like
yeah.
fixed into place. Like she's just a fucking.
But you could tell
old
from the
school
questions she was asking and stuff, even though she was doing this weird shit, that she wasn't like super viciously, aggressively angry. I don't know. In fact, I mean, why would you flash your nipple at Charlie Kirk? Now, some people describe this as a sexual assault, which, come on, but it's.
Hey, if some weirdo with a fucking flashes mac on ran up to someone and I gave him and showed him the business, you'd call it a sexual assault.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I can classify this as a sexual
We
assault.
do not have an adequate verb for being indecently exposed upon.
Yeah. However, this
getting
photo,
flashed.
this interaction occurred in September of 2024. This is her now, out again at another one of these protests. That is under 2
She's not even
years.
well fed.
Yeah, that's under 2 years, and also just to see like how just disgusting this woman is. Like she was obviously a weirdo leftoid 2 years ago, but now this is what she is.
You can start dating Dev.
I think
There's some fucking specimens in this crowd. Holy shit!
Look, this is it. 2 years ago, she showed her nip to Charlie Kirk. Now she's talking about fucking him now that he's dead. I think this woman really, really wanted to fuck Charlie Kirk and became a massive land whale because she couldn't get that chud dick. She had to drown her sorrows in gravy.
I brought up to in
And to
the
everything
stream
else.
that she has all the symptoms of like a HRT like secondary reaction. You've got, like the skin blotchiness and the paleness and
Hormonal birth control. You
Yeah,
mean?
that was one. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I talked about it on Twitter.
That's what HRT is.
Well, yes. So massive weight gain, a lot of which can be just bloating, but also increased munchies so that you eat more because you're hungrier, but also it does cause you to retain water and causes you to be bloated. 2, the paleness of her skin. All of a sudden, she became very pale, and in a sickly way. It looks like she's got herpes around her mouth, but also just her skin she's broken out. She's got acne all over, and she's got. I didn't notice this till later. Glazed over SSRI eyes. This is a woman who went to college. I think she was a freshman before. This is now her, I guess, junior year. And look at how this ideology just uglifies people. It
a pineal gland that can trigger
warps
for
you.
50 BMG.
And it's not just the ideology itself, it's the medicalization of the ideology. Yes, you have to be on hormonal birth control. She's out here complaining about abortion, by the way. Bitch, you are so clearly, physically, by looking at you, I can tell that you are using the thing that prevents you from needing an abortion. Okay? And also on SSRIs. But this is
The
shit.
thing
She's trying to
preventing
fuck
you
him.
from needing an abortion. Being fat.
Well, now you don't. Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about it anymore, bitch.
Animals? Says the
Bitch.
blackest fucking pot in the kettle. I have not been unlocked yet.
That's what she said. That's what she starts as. You like Charlie Kirk? Why don't you dig him up and fuck him in the neck hole? She's talking sexually about Charlie Kirk. This woman last year, when she wasn't a land whale, or a year and a half ago, showed him
Okay.
her fucking titty.
Okay, this is like edgy, like 12 to 13-year-old edgelord bullshit. This is I smell Arrested Development, hardcore.
Yeah.
This person, despite being in their 20s, talks like a fucking like teenager.
Well,
Young
yeah,
teenager.
she's been in adult daycare for the past 2 years. I mean, like, just like look, like she's got. Whoa, Jesus, her skin is all pockmarked. It looks like she maybe has a hickey on her neck, though. I'd say it's like a bruise there. But also, by the way, that can be caused skin darkening in unusual places. That can be a side effect of hormonal birth control. I think she's got herpes too, or like she got
Is her
sores around her
phone case
mouth.
physically dusty?
Maybe. I mean, holy fuck. I even did the calculations of how much you'd have to eat in order to get this fat this quickly. And it would have to be every day for the past 22 months or 21 months. She'd have to eat at least 300 excess calories over maintenance, which is, by the way, like the amount of calories she'd need. When I
That's
did the
really
calculations,
easy to do, by the way.
it
Like
is, but
one chocolate
every single day. It's a coffee. It's what it is. It's her Starbucks coffee. I guarantee it. but that's above maintenance.
I
However,
can guarantee you that bitch is not getting fat from a fucking Starbucks
no,
coffee.
but she has. I looked at other pictures of
It's
how much
fucking
of weight
everything
gain would
else.
look like on women. I think she's gained about 50 pounds, judging on her height and judging by.
As you can tell, we have a woman on the podcast. Someone actually crunched the numbers for this, which definitely sound like active psychosis.
But
Let
Spoon,
fat bitches be fat.
Spoon,
That's what they
no,
are.
she's
That's
also a
what they do.
vile fat bitch. I just realized I left Spoon's sleepy thing on the whole time. Well, you're always sleepy. Spoon, how if you
She's
needed
fat.
to if you needed to if you needed to bulk for and you needed to put on 50 pounds, how long would you think it would reasonably take for a bodybuilder or a guy? How long would it take for him to put on 50 pounds? Bulking intentionally.
A bodybuilder?
No, maybe not a regular guy, a normal human being, right? How would it take a regular guy to put on 50 pounds?
Their entire lifetime.
But let's say you have a deadline. What would be like a
No, like 50, I don't think you understand. 50 pounds what of muscle will take you like
No, fat.
the rest of your life. Oh, fat. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. That just depends on how much they're fucking eating.
Well, I looked it up. I asked AI, and it said about 2 years is how long it would take if you were intentionally bulking to gain 50 pounds. I mean, I'm not just pure muscle, but if you're bulking, because people they do that. Though. I this better than I do, but they put on weight and then they cut, right? So I think, dude, this woman was eating so fucking much. Yeah, we're roids and stuff. This woman's eating so fucking much that she essentially did what men intentionally trying to gain weight would do in the same amount of time. Like it's just, it's hard to not look at this and not. Yeah, and she's got a pierced tongue, and she's got a septum piercing as well, by the way, because of course she does.
Dental problems down the line.
And she's got that SSRI look in her eyes. Like, it's just, well, I keep not pausing it correctly at the right time, but it's just, this is what this ideology does to people, and look at how quickly it does so too. It made her physically disgusting, and it made her even more disgusting than she was already becoming on the inside. It's just made her. That's what evil does. It cannot create. It can only destroy. And that woman, like she was pretty hot. I gotta say, when she flashed Charlie Kirk, she was pretty hot. But I like my hypothesis. I like my hypothesis that she didn't fuck Charlie Kirk, and so then she had to drown her sorrows in gravy, and now she looks like this. And all of this is just her being mad that she didn't get to have sex with Charlie Kirk. Here's my hypothesis. Anywho, that is what I had for the stream. Bill did want to get out a little bit early because Bill has to go rumble a shit ton of
I
spuds.
have to be awake in 4.5 hours.
Right, which I want to make sure Bill can get some sleep. Thank you all so much for showing up. We got to some fun stuff at the end there. We went through some. I did want to make sure there were some funny things to talk about because obviously a lot of it is very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. But thank you all for showing up and hanging out with us for a couple hours. And we will be back on Tuesday with Harry Robinson and Blamblass again. Bill will not be able to make it. Right, Bill?
Oh, no. I have Tuesdays is Kino night.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Kino night.
Yes. Okay. So we will see you then. Cheers, friends. And bye-bye.
I love you, Sean.